proudly say we have created many exporters and entrepreneurs till date, developing three pillars: global network, strong platform, and strong knowledge to help and support export businesses. We feel that building community moves faster. We should come together. So let's join mission to growth. And thank you so much. Mr. Parag will take charge for next introduction. Thank you.
Hello. So, good evening, friends from India, and good afternoon, friends from Europe. I must appreciate Sushma for completing 4 years. And let me tell you, friends, it's not an easy journey for her. Coming from a small city of Satara, a small village, in fact, from India, and studying finance, studying marketing, helping exporters. I have seen her journey, and it's really, really great. And I appreciate Global Fortune for completing 4 years. Now let's move to our first speaker today. My very, very good friend. I have enjoyed Netherlands, Rotterdam. I still remember that. Thank you, Jan. So his name is Jan, and he basically, when we met, he was representing a Dutch external ministry, floated program, what they call CBI. When I say CBI in India, people feel it's a police or something spying organization. Not at all. CBI is Center for the Promotion of Imports from Developing Countries. And Jan was coordinating everything with Indians that time. And I'm so happy to see him again. Jan has helped many Indians to start their business in Netherlands. He keeps helping them. He runs one company which, right now does trade fairs, help trade fair, stands to everything. But more than that, it is not just limited to that. First of all, understand Indians, he's a Dutch. Those who know Netherlands need no introduction of the country, which is thriving on trading. They do, I fall in love with that country for simple reason. The Dutch entrepreneurship is something every Indian should learn. I'm sure he will talk more about it. So he is going to talk on subjects which is definitely going to help us as exporters from India. And that is the reason we will be starting with him. I will not speak more than this because let him speak his subject. Over to you, Jan. Thank you. So I think somebody need to unmute Jan so that he can start his presentation.
I have unmuted, sir.
Yes, I believe everybody can hear me now. Thanks a lot for having me, and thanks a lot, Parag, for this beautiful introduction. I could not have wished for a better one. I'm just wondering, can everybody also see my presentation? Yes, there it is. There it is. So maybe you can go to the second slide because people already know who I am after this beautiful introduction by Parag. I just wanted to start out with a random email of the type that I get on a daily basis. because apparently people know that I'm European, put me on some sort of mailing list, and then start sending emails. I just want to start out with this, just to show you, look, guys and girls, this is not the way to do it. Dear sir, madam, so obviously they have not looked up my name nor looked up my gender. And if they would have done a little bit of research, they would probably have concluded that I am not going to buy precision aluminium and zinc casted machined components. But anyway, they sent me the email, and they even sent a gentle reminder. So it's probably already the second email they sent me. So please don't do this. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Because then your question, obviously, not sure if you can see the next slide. Then your question obviously is, okay, what should I do then? Well, it is actually relatively easy to find your European prospective client. And you can get a more tailored message across to them. And by doing that, you increase your chances for a reply. And in the end, your chance for business, because I'm more entitled to respond to your message then. I'm still seeing my second slide. Is it possible for someone to, yeah? You can actually find your customer and address them in a proper way. And you can move to the next slide. So in the 10 minutes, and by now probably 8 minutes, I want to put you in a certain direction of thought and a direction of action for as far as possible within 10 minutes. So we're going to touch upon a few things. Your product needs to fit in the European market, assuming you're coming to Europe. I see there are other countries today that are being promoted and presented, but your product needs to fit in. But who should I target then, and how do I find these people? How do I find my buyer? And then how do I get them interested enough to communicate with me? And the good news is it is relatively easy to do. Next slide, please. Obviously, it takes some work. I mean, it's relatively easy to do, but it is a lot of work because you need to do some research. Europe is a different world. Everybody who traveled to Europe will know it's a very different world from India, but it is also a very different world in terms of technical and legal regulations. And unfortunately, the bad news is normally our regulations are quite a bit stricter than the ones in India. We have, for example, regulations on data protection. I cannot just use your data that you send me. I need to tell you what I do with it, and I need to store them in a safe way, etc. CE marking. If you make a piece of machinery or anything that moves, for that matter, we want to be sure that we do not get injured. And there is a set of tests you need to do to make sure that your product does not harm us Europeans. And if you pass those tests, you can put your CE mark on it. For many products, it is absolutely required. We are very strict in food safety. Everything we put in our body, we are extremely strict on that, extremely careful with that. For example, if you want to export food to Europe, we have very strict pesticide norms, for example. And even the packaging. Packaging is not just the packaging. Packaging has all sorts of rules and regulations. I put as an example fumigation. So you need to do something with the wood to be sure that in the wood no diseases or fungi or whatever we don't want in there is imported into Europe together with your product. And then based on your sector, your industry, there are probably many sector-specific certifications that you must apply and that you must adopt. So it requires a bit of research before you come to Europe. May I have the next slide, please? Because there are requirements by law and there are requirements because your client would want them. We care a lot about sustainability. We want our products to be produced in a responsible way by people who earn a decent living, for example. And there are all sorts of, again, certificates also for that. And you think packaging, okay, I just put some packaging around it. No, but packaging has also in terms of non-legal requirements, where we more and more Europeans don't want plastic or as little as possible. For example, if you export food and you want to reach a certain niche market that is concerned about the environment, and you want to go for biological food, organic food, there's a whole set of rules. So really, depending on which product you have, there are lots of things to research. And also there are trends that you can use to lift with the growth. You Indians are often vegetarians, so it may please you to know that more and more Europeans, no, Parag, you are not. Parag is not vegetarian, but many Indians are. So it will please you that more and more Europeans are at least part-time vegetarians, not for religious reasons, but for environmental reasons or just for health reasons. So that is definitely a trend, and it's an unstoppable trend. We are rolling out 5G in Europe, and with 5G, a whole range of new technological services come into our world and our daily lives. From cars who can drive themselves to I don't know, anything. But if you have a product that could use those trends, then do use them, because they are the real unstoppable market trends. And also good to know, we are slowly moving away from fossil fuels and anything oil, gas related. In 2050, the European Union aims to be carbon neutral. And that is also a trend where you can maybe, if your product fits there, use those trends to have an, well, even bigger growth than the one you would be foreseeing. May I have the next slide, please? I just put a few research sources that came across my mind, because there are too many and I don't know which products you all produce. But the first link is actually a website of the European Union, and it gives you a lot of very useful information about trade statistics, the import of your product into Germany, France, the total of the European Union. How is that developing? Is it growing? Is it going down? And if it's going down, which alternative products are we using then? Are we importing more? It gives you information about taxes, about certifications, about other trade barriers. So it's very, very good source if you want to export to Europe, to the European Union. Parag already briefly mentioned CBI, so I put a link there of CBI because although CBI does not deal with Indian companies anymore, unfortunately, you can still access a lot of market reports through the link I gave there. And it's free market research. It's there for you to just use, and it gives you information about many sectors, about what the supply chain in Europe looks like, and who the big parties are, and what the important trade shows are to go to. So definitely worth looking there to see if your sector is there, and then download whatever is relevant to you and your business. In Europe, in any industry, we have associations, like probably you have in India. And those associations, they have members, but they also have lots of publications, very useful publications. And even if they don't have, you can always call them, ask them for certain information. At least they can tell you where to find it. So it's definitely something where you want to look into. What are the sector associations in my industry in Europe? And then same for embassies, be it Indian embassies in Europe, be it Dutch, German, French, Spanish, Italian embassies in India. They probably have lots of answers to most of your questions. So that's all part of your research. How do I fit my product into the European market? And then the last one I put is trade shows. As Parag rightly mentioned, I'm a lot involved in trade shows these days. But trade shows are not alone trade shows anymore. Trade shows more and more become industry platforms, where they try to catch your attention the entire year with lots of relevant information for you in your sector. And then once a year, there is the grand finale of the trade show, and you meet in Paris or Frankfurt or Munich or Barcelona. But throughout the year, you can find lots of very useful information on this platform of the trade show. And then I would like to have my next slides. A few words on Europe. Of course, I am a cosmopolitan European, but I'm also a proud Dutchman. The Netherlands, we consider ourselves the gateway to Europe. One reason is that we have the largest seaport in Europe, Rotterdam, and from Rotterdam, we supply to the rest of Europe. So when it comes to logistics, Netherlands is very interesting to look at. And even if you think, okay, Netherlands is only a small country, which is true, but we come to that, or the second point here, we have an internal market, the joint EU internal market. Means that if your product is in the Netherlands or in Italy or in Sweden, it can also go to any other country, member state of the EU. So we have free movement of goods between countries. So you don't necessarily have to sell in the Netherlands, for example, to have your logistic hub in the Netherlands, from where you transport your goods to wherever your customer is. So keep that in mind. We are once your product is in, technically you can sell it everywhere. Of course, you still need to research if someone from Sweden has the same desire for your product as someone in Italy, but technically there's no problem. You can move your goods freely within this internal market. And the same goes for you as a person, at least once you have a Schengen visa. Not sure if you are familiar with the word Schengen. Actually, Schengen is a small village in Luxembourg where the Schengen Treaty was signed, was agreed. And that treaty is about the free movement of persons between all the member states, all those who signed up, which is most of the European Union countries, and even a few others, I believe. So once you are entitled to enter on a Schengen visa, you can also travel to any member state. So if you land in Frankfurt in Germany, you can also travel to France. and to the Netherlands and to Italy without issue. You do need to apply for a Schengen visa, and in order to have a chance to get it, you need to have people sending you an invitation letter in those different countries. Okay, very strict rules. I already mentioned that. We have very strict rules. Sorry for that, but that's just the way it is. We have to deal with it. Even as Europeans, we often feel that we are over-regulated, but there's no way to change it. We have to live with it, and you have to live with it, and you have to adhere to it if you want to export to Europe. Could I see the next slide, please? So who to target? Okay, with all this information, hopefully you get an idea, like, okay, what countries, what markets would be interested in my product? And then you need to make your choices there. And basically it doesn't really matter what you choose, although I always hope that you choose the Netherlands, but it doesn't really matter as long as whatever you choose is backed up by data. You did your research and you know that as a certain country with a certain product, you have a reasonable chance. And then what I always want to stress is don't always go for the big ones, or actually leave the big ones. Everybody wants to supply to Volkswagen and Nestle and all the big multinationals. But the problem is most of you will be relatively small companies, small, medium-sized companies. And when Volkswagen comes to you with one inquiry, even if you can do that, you probably have your production capacity fully filled up with one customer. So you may want to choose not to go for the big multinationals. First of all, it's very hard to get into in the first place. So you have a better chance at medium-sized, but still sizable companies. So look for companies that have a reasonable size, and they have they want to they need your supply, they need your product, but they do not fill up 100% of your capacity. And if you lose them as a customer, not all your business is gone. And probably the chance that you can actually match their requirements is much bigger than in the same case with, for example, Volkswagen. Just some free piece of advice. Could I have the next slide, please? Because the problem, of course, is Volkswagen I can find, but how do I find those maybe less visible, smaller companies? Well, there are a few ways to do that. Me being in trade shows, I'd say trade show exhibitor lists are one source. On these websites, in these lists, companies also present themselves. They tell you what they produce, what their strong points are, who they're looking for. So based on that, you can decide, hey, is this company interesting for me to talk to? Same actually goes for member lists of sector associations. You can all find them on their websites. They're all there with a small profile on what they do. And then you can decide from that as a first selection. Okay, this could be an interesting company for me. They could, based on what they do, there is a good chance they need my product. They produce food. I produce ingredients for food. So there is a good chance. I put, of course, a Smart Global Expo in there as well. Smart Global Expo. In my screen, I don't see my presentation anymore. I see a Parag's face, which is a very pleasant face, but I don't see my presentation anymore. So I'm not sure if that only goes for me or whether everybody sees Parag's face now. But one way, of course, is the Smart Global Expo. We founded the Smart Global Expo. It is a multi-sectoral permanent virtual exhibition, and you can sign up there and have your own virtual events. You can have an event like we are having now. You can host it also, for example, there, but you can actually present yourselves as if it were a real trade show, but then virtually. You're happy to join, but only, is my advice, only do that when you really have a clear idea of with what product am I going to target which customer. Because if you have a clear idea of that, then the Smart Global Expo becomes an interesting tool for you. There's some trade directories. I've not been using it lately, but the Compass one I have been using in the past, and it was quite useful at that time. So I think that they are still there. I checked, and I think they still have the same service. So you can select based on many criteria like company size, industry, and you can also find names of purchase directors and CEOs, etc. there. And also LinkedIn. In Europe, I'd say 95+% of all the purchasing directors, of all the CEOs, and other interesting contact persons for you, they have a profile on LinkedIn telling you where they work and what role they have. So you can just select them, find the purchasing directors, and then, not like the email I initially showed you, but contact them with a personalized message. And you could take a premium account. It gives you more selection criteria. In Europe, it costs 70 euros per month. I'm not sure about the Indian prices, but if you use it well, I believe it's well worth it. You can select your target markets, industry, size, and then once you found your company, your target company, you can look up who does the purchasing there. You have a specific contact person, specific person you need to contact. You want to talk to you about your solution.
Jan, we are running late. My request to finish quickly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So you found them on LinkedIn or somewhere else. They will only buy from you if you have a solution for their problem. So ask them what issues. May I have the next slide? And the next one. So you skip. So you just ask them what their problem is. They will only buy if you have the solution for their problem. So you have to ask them. Next slide, please. You have to find out what their problem is. Next slide, please. Because the good news is you can just ask them. You can even literally ask them, what problems are you facing regarding the supply of? And then you let them know what your product is. And it's all relatively easy, but it takes a lot of work, as I said. Make sure you know what their name and gender is. Don't go bulk mailing. Build a relation of trust and respect. Next slide, please. Do not overpromise. It is okay. You cannot do everything. You're not Superman. Superman doesn't exist, only in movies. So be fair. If you cannot do something, just tell them you cannot do something. Don't say that you can if you cannot. You can also team up. You can form a cluster. You're 10,000 exporters. Well, you can team up with a few. Make each other stronger. Next slide, please. Good luck to you all with your export endeavors, and look forward to seeing you at the Smart Global Expo or at a trade show anywhere in Europe. And that's it. It was great to spend these 10 and perhaps about 12 or 15 minutes with you. And I wish you lots of inspiration the rest of the afternoon. Unfortunately, I cannot stay longer, so I will leave you. Sorry for that, but I have other meetings to attend to. But I wish you lots of inspiration and hope to see you around.
Thank
And
you.
feel free to connect.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jan. Sorry, I have to stop you because of.
You were right. You were very right, Parag.
Yeah, we
There
have
are more
number
people
of,
who want to talk as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. Thank you so much for coming and joining us, all the aspiring exporters. Our next speakers, they are two, in fact. But before that, let me tell you a quick story. I mean, when I started an engineering company, my desire or my wish, my ambition was to export to Germany. And for that, Germany is like a mathematics paper. Okay, you are always you always have a fear, and you have to study very well to pass with the 100 marks. And Germany is a country, I will tell you, if you have guts, we say, then show the entire world that you can supply to Germany. If you are supplying to Germany, you don't need to think you can supply to anywhere in the world. You can practically supply anywhere in the world. Germans are very competitive. They are quality conscious. I can tell hundreds of things about the Germans, but we have two speakers today from the Germany, and one of them is actually an Indian in Germany. So don't go with his name, Jan Kirloskar. He is Indian, but he is in Germany for a long, long time. And both of them don't again go with their age. I don't see much hair on David and Jan's head, but yeah. But I can tell you, they know, they have helped many Indians in many different ways to enter into the German market. But here are the two quick facts. Jayant is a IIT Kharagpur student. He also was representing Kirloskars in Germany. And David is a TIE president. I won't go long in introducing them. One thing very clear to all the exporters: if you want to export to Germany, these people will help us. But we need to be serious enough to approach them. And that's why I think Sushma is trying to tie up with them so that we bring in their expertise. So there will be some sort of filtration, some sort of checklist which we will have with them, so that when you will approach them, you are ready to export to Germany mentally and physically. Okay, so I'll leave it to both of them. The podium is yours, David and Jen. Thank you so much for coming today. I think we need to unmute them quickly and
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Parag. Wow, I can speak. That is so nice. KDSushma, first of all, congratulations. Great achievements in so few years. You're very, very industrious and you will be very successful. I have a request though, that you unmute all, because, and I also have another request, that those who do not show face should now show face, because I think the virtual sessions are made such that you can see at least the mimic and what people think about what you say, because if you all say we're crazy, we'll change the subject. Jayant will introduce himself in a second. Parag, you said I'm Thai. Thai is half an hour by itself, the Indus entrepreneur. Some of you may know Thai. Currently, we have a chapter in Germany, in North England, and in London in Europe, and I'm heading the German chapter. But besides that, Jayant and I have a company called Market Entry Facilitation Team, which helps Indian companies set foot in Germany. And besides that, Jayant has a neat business of his own, and I have a business of my own. In fact, I buy mica linings from Giridih in Jharkhand, selling those to foundries all over the world. To make it short, Jan is not with us anymore. He said so many good and valuable things. He just made one little mistake, and that was the gateway to Europe is Germany. Now, that's a joke, of course, because historically, the Netherlands was the place where ships came, and it's the most developed when as far as culture comes, country in Europe still today, if you ask me. However, Germany as the largest economy, it is very, very important to settle foot in Germany. And there are so many things that he wrote, and I usually write my notes by copy pasting the screen and then writing notes to it, something that I would suggest to many of you not doing it so far, unless you have other means how to very quickly write notes. So I would like Jayant to first introduce himself shortly, and then we will continue. Jayant, would you like to say something? Okay, then I will continue because I know Jayant normally likes to talk and he's a good talker. Well, okay. Jayant, I do not know if you can hear you. You're speaking, but we cannot hear you. So in the meantime, I'll just continue for you. Jayant, a personal friend, he has come to Germany in 1991 as Kirloskar great-grandson, helping sell their diesel engines and their pumps throughout Europe. They even had an office in Hamburg, further than in Holland. In fact, we have visited Holland together. And on the way back from a trip to Düsseldorf, we are based in Frankfurt area. I told him, Jayant, we know so many people from India, and why don't we help them form a GmbH in Germany? There are some of them who are really already knowing what Jan said, what their customer segments are. Oh, I can hear Jayant now. Jayant?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Jayant, please do.
You can hear me. Okay,
Yes,
good. So I think Prasad has introduced and David has introduced, so I will not spend any more time on introduction itself. First of all, I want to thank Sushma for considering us. It's an honor to be part of this mission and to be part of this event. So thank you for that, and hearty congratulations and all the best to all the people who are here aspiring to become a successful exporter. I think Jan has already said so much that probably we have very little to say. But I and David would like to touch a few things which we call probably the fundamentals. And fundamentals are very less and they don't change much. So we'll try to touch them as quickly as possible, not taking too much of your time. First thing is, of course, I would proudly say that Germany is a driving engine and one of the strongest economies of Europe. And that is probably the right place to start and get into Europe. As Parag said, I fully agree. If you can sell anything in Germany, then you can sell anything in the world. That's how it is. Because Germany is a very strong manufacturing economy. And you will find so many products that they have made all over the world. And if you take a product, it is just taken that made in Germany and nothing goes wrong. So that's how it is. So that's what I would say. And yeah, we will touch a few things. Now over to David.
Thank you, Jayant. And KDSushma, if you share later, not now, we'll not share the screen. I think this is more interesting for you and you may ask us questions. We have a few slides that KDSushma or Parag can share with all those interested after the session. Maybe you will have enough time where we can have a look inside. It shows a little bit about MEFT work. But in general, I've written some notes together with Jayant, and what we think you should do is, if you're not a solely export company, if you're a company that is first locally in agriculture or neighboring industries, as I understand, you have to be naturally strong in your local market first before you go outside of the market. Now, if you go outside the market to a country like Germany, then you should know we are very much different from the Americans. In America, you have trial and error. You can do a mistake and they'll tell you did a mistake, and then you go back and you change until you iterate to the right product. In Germany, it's not like that. There is no, I'm very strict, no second chance for the first impression. I'm bit exaggerating because the younger Germans are a bit better than that. But still, before you approach a German company with your offer to them, you have found out, of course, what your customer segments are. You have found out whether your product is fit for market and all that naturally beforehand. But before you approach, you should be ready to fulfill the three important things. One, of course, is price. And it's not only labor price, because that is cheap in India compared to Europe. However, there are other prices, like that company that was selling steel components to Netherlands. You have to consider, for example, the transport costs and weight. But there are other handling costs. And if you send Incoterm SIF and Incoterm FOB, sometimes FOB is cheaper than SIF, if you guys know what those Incoterms means, free on board and cost insurance freight. Sometimes when you get products from India or China to Hamburg in Germany, it's more expensive to get it from Hamburg to their location than if they would have picked up themselves. So you need to know all these things before you approach a German customer, because the German customer will ask you about pricing, and then they will not want to know just the price of your product. They will like to know your product or service at where it is needed in Germany. So these are two different prices. Another very, very important issue in Germany is timely delivery. When you promise something, and Jan was very right, it's not Superman, but do not promise what you cannot keep unless you know that you could keep it in a later phase, but you have to be very assured. That I'll talk about that at another chance. Timely promises must be kept. And this also implies that when you say you will give an answer to a question, that you do not wait for a week. That answer has to come within 24, preferably, or latest 48 hours. And even if the answer is, we still do not know what the answer is, you have to tell them in 24 hours or 48 hours, otherwise the German side will not take you for real. And another third issue is, it's actually self-explanatory for Germans, that quality, and it's taken for granted and consistently taken for granted. You do not make samples especially good for your customers. You do the job especially good for your customers. I've heard those sentences, so it's nice to laugh at, but in reality, you experience that from countries like Brazil, China, India, and very, very difficult to enter those countries into Germany or UK. I've done that, and I can tell you it has improved immensely the last 10 years. But still, you have to keep up with what you promise as far as price, delivery, time, and quality is concerned. Over to you, Jayant.
Yeah, the next point I just wanted to bring to attention is I have worked in India and also in Germany. So I must submit that I have idea of how we Indians work, and that has added to my knowledge. Now, I would like to say that we have to bring in process orientation, or we have to bring the quality and delivery and everything in process. If we don't do that, then there will be always fluctuations and there will be problems. So that's why you have to understand the needs and prepare your value propositions accordingly. Then you have to meet the necessary standards. They can be ISO standards, there can be European norms, and so on and so forth. And today, of course, you have to add digitalization, which has become a very important thing. You see, right now, because of COVID, we have the fantastic possibility that all of you are watching. We are sitting 6,000-7,000 kilometers apart, but we are watching and having or sharing our thoughts together, which is a fantastic thing. But that is, of course, one aspect. And the other aspect is bringing the digitalization at the shop floor and in the process and in the documents and whatever. So that is another aspect which needs to be considered. And of course, the costs have to be considered and revenues have to be managed. But this process orientation, I think, is very important. I typically remember when I first came to Germany in 1991, almost 30 years ago, we had a tendency to create a separate export department, some special export people managing the production and delivery and everything. And this used to be rather people oriented rather than process oriented. That's what I want to drive at when we say that every product which is produced in our factory or in our system must be of the export quality. That's what it is when we can avoid the problems. Please, David, please go ahead.
Great, thank you, Jayant. I would like to put in Thai now very, very shortly. Jayant and I are both members at Thai, and Parag and KDSushma know Thai. If you want to come to another country besides India, where Thai has 25 chapters, then it's good to be a member in one of those Thai communities nearby you, a so-called associate member. Those are the members that are striving, the startups that are striving to get knowledge and information from the other members who are mentors, who are incubators, who are educators, networkers, and even funders. So the idea of Thai, KD, if you share with your audience, would be very, very nice. I really support the idea of Thai. It's a great tool worldwide, coined in 1992 in Silicon Valley in USA. And it's not only AI based. In fact, one of our members, Rohan Kapoor of Natural Med Scientific, has a company in India and one in Germany, which is dealing with agro products for the pharma industry, for the cosmetic industry, and for the food industry. I was hoping he would join us today, but he must be it's very, very busy today. When you get products from India, it's a red country in Germany, and he has a lot of problems with the deliveries currently. However, we can connect you. We, Jayant and I, independent of Thai, have a company called Market Entry Facilitation Team. And Market Entry Facilitation Team, what it does is take you by the hand to those goals that you want to reach. And KDSushma and us, we will figure out a way how we can make it affordable, because everything that is good costs money. You should know that. If you're good, your product will cost more money than if you're bad, simple as that. And people should want to buy quality. And I think that what I like about India a bit more than about China, and I think I'm right, that the cultural and the quality of culture of quality is higher ranked than from China. I do not want to make China bad. I'm buying from China as well. But I do know that if you talk about quality, it's easier to handle culture-wise, not only because of the history of languages and so, but it's easier to handle such in India. Okay. So that was it. Yeah, well, we can connect you as MEFT. Maybe we will share the screen of our KD. Can you share our presentation, or can you
just one point? Just one point before we go to the the last point. I think David has said everything, and I think it is true that Sushma and us can get together and help you people in reaching some of your aspirations, and we would certainly work on that. The last point I just wanted to say before we go to the presentation is just remember the golden rule. I do not know if everybody knows the golden rule. The golden rule simply means that you give to the people what you expect from the people. As simple as that. So I personally, this is my personal motto or my personal rule for my life, irrespective of what part of the life I'm dealing with. If it's my friends, it's my family, it's my business relations. If I'm expecting something, I have to first give that, and I have to be, I get into the shoes and do it accordingly. So that's all I'm saying. Now, the last point I'll add is, of course, every one of you knows that when you go to exports, I think three things come into the picture. One is culture. You are going to a different culture altogether. Language. Very often, the language will not be English. It could be something else. Of course, English will help you. And the third thing is you have to see individual country could be developed or developing, and what status it is, how they have grown, how they have evolved, and these things will also come in the way. So that is another thing which you have to keep. I must say that this is not rocket science. This is, if you go by following these fundamentals, I'm sure you can achieve your goals. There is nothing like anything difficult. So over to you, David.
Thank you, Jayant. And in doing so, what Jayant and I are doing is one non-for-profit with TIE and for-profit with MEFT. And KD, can you kindly share the screen? It's just, I think, very few slides that then can be shared by those interested. And I think the last slide shows our credentials. Sure. And the others, I hope you are able to unmute, because I find it very boring in a session, and ask a question or two if you feel like it. Don't worry, just interrupt us, please. I hope, KD, you allow them, because
yes, we will take questions also. Once I will share the PPT, and then after that we will take the questions also.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit more. Yes. That's a bit more stiff, but that's better than nothing. Go ahead. I think presentations, I like to look into your guys' faces. Yeah, well, MEFT was born in 2012. Yeah, and we are an international matchmaker, and our value proposition can be seen here. That's the wrong page. We are visiting India if COVID allows. Jayant and I are representing several companies from India in Germany so far, and be they from the Bihar, Jharkhand, Kolkata region, be they from the South region, Tamil Nadu, or from Baroda and Gujarat area. Else even Mumbai or Delhi. So we are very much into India. I think many hindi mein baat kar sakte, but that will change. That has to come, Parag.
That's nice.
Thank you. Accent free. So please put the next slides. As you go, I'll say one or two words, because we can share those slides. I think the questions are more important than our slides. You're too long on the first slide, and you need someone to just go through while I'm talking. Because what are the three more important slides? Maybe you can leave the left side open so I can tell you which slide number. But this one, yeah, helping Indian companies feel home away from home. Next slide, and quicker, please, because that is way too slow. KD, we have to change to be quick.
Actually, David, the net connection is a little bit slow, and it's very.
But you know, in connection, by the way, Germany is, I think, one of the slower ones in Europe. I wonder why. They're so well developed in mechanical engineering, machining. They're well, but on the internet, very poor. We have a lot of white spots. Why is this first slide still there and not changing? Please show all the slides on the side so we can be much faster. And please let unmute. Okay, yeah, that's naturally, yeah. And then just go down to the slide where people talk about us. I like these the most. These are real, it's 6, 7, 8, I think. You're at number 3, go down, go down. All this you can read yourself, nothing, no rocket science, as Jayant says. What's important is what people tell about us. So just press the Philsep one, page 8. Philsep is a company which does lube oil skids and filters. They have approached us some 2.5 years ago, asking us to help them enter the German market. They are very well established and they know their competitors, but some of their competitors are in Europe, in the world, and they wanted to do likewise. So what did we do? We have contacts to industry, and we connected them with Siemens, Atlas Copco, Howden, Sulzer, KSP, all those big names. Not what Jan said you should do directly, that you should do with either your agent, your wholesaler, us, or door openers, and that won't be for free. Naturally, you'll have to add on to your costs. But what they write about us is very nice, and we've been visiting Alap and his company, and they are growing, and they are succeeding even in their own country due to activities outside of the country, because people see that they are bothering to put efforts into export. The next one is another company from Mumbai. Next slide, please, whoever is changing the slides. And that company is not, no, it's Venus Electronic Labs. They wanted to enter the very difficult market of Germany in the field of X-ray and documentation and MRI. And that was very, very difficult because of what Jan said is very important. GDPR, we have very strong restrictions on data exchanges here. And that is something you need to consider before you come to Europe. But that survey we did told them, hey, Europe or Germany is not ready. They were going from an American model, trying to enter that in Europe. They saved a lot of time and effort. We are very close friends. Every time when we are in Mumbai, we are sharing time with them. And when they come to Germany, we're very pleased to see them, see Yashesh and his team. The next slide on page 10 is Sientra. Sientra, likewise, they were asking us to form a company for them. And there was a lot of fraud and with formation deeds of people coming, especially from India to Germany, telling us, we have a lot of money, we want to put base in Germany and live in Germany. That is not easy. If you want to become a so-called managing director, you can close the slides, please, KDSushma. And if you want to be in Germany and you want to have a company and you think you'll come with some 100,000 INR, which is almost 900,000 in India, rupees, that will only last for can you close the slides, please? That will only last for about 1 or 2 years, because you have to pay yourself a salary. You have to be a managing director. And you have to do one thing for sure. You have to respond much quicker, KD, than the response here on screen. Germans are impatient, and I'm a typical German for that. But I'm not a typical German because I come from Israel and I've been living in Germany since I'm 10 years of age. And I went to an American school. Nevertheless, what I want to say, is that you do need to have a lot of money if you want to come and put your own branch in Germany. Therefore, we do not suggest that to small and medium-sized companies right away. I cannot see the faces. That's irritating. I'll let you, Jayan, speak to the screen. And then we'll see some questions. Who is changing the slides?
Actually,
Boom.
No,
Boom.
not me, not me.
Saved. But whoever changed the slides, finish your lunch or dinner before the session is over.
Yes, definitely I will do that.
Not you, but whoever does, because we would like to see the people in interchange. I think virtual sessions are for interchange. That was a big problem, the COVID situation all over the world, and especially if you interchange. But it was also a very, very big chance. We started doing cross-chapter exchanges, for example, with some 25 chapters from Germany to Surat, to Bangalore, to Chennai, to Kolkata, wherever, and the smaller cities as well, Nagpur. It was such a pleasure. So if nowadays you can exploit the fact that it is visual rather than physical, do the best out of it. And you can do a lot. You can enter a product into the market. We had a Thai woman pitch and the winner was only virtual, and her product is fantastic. She will be visiting Dubai in October to pitch globally and win hopefully $100,000 for her business, which is a lot of money. Now, feel free to ask one or two. Do we have some time, Parag and Sushma?
So we are running late, but I think 2 questions from the audience.
But that's Jan's fault, the Dutch guy.
Yeah, I agree. That's why.
So people who want to ask questions, Jay, you want to say something?
No, I think
your voice.
We shocked you, or you are not unmuted. One of the two.
No, Jayant, we can't speak. We can't hear you.
Because you can unmute. Anshuman, you look very interested and happy. You're still celebrating. The 10 days are not over, right? For
Hello, can you hear
Ganesha.
me? Can you hear?
Yes, Jen. Yes, Jen. Yes, thank you, David.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now,
Thank you, sir.
David has said so many things about himself. I'll just add one more thing. He spent his past life in India. He has a tremendous affinity for India, which of course nobody knows, but that's how he feels sometimes. Anyway, I see here one question. Is it compulsory to first? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it compulsory to first sell the product in the domestic market to gain product knowledge before going to the? Absolutely. whoever has asked us question, it is absolutely true, because then you would have gone through the various stages of evolution of your product, rather than experimenting that in a foreign market, which will be far more expensive. And as you say, the lot of bugs would be already removed, and you will have a product which has come to a level of, say, 95% plus or more. Because when you go to the foreign market, probably it will also be tested and evaluated. It will not be accepted just as it is. And you will have to compete with the product from that country. So it will have a tremendous level. So you have to reach those kind of levels. So naturally, it is better to do things in your country before you go out. Thank you.
I will just add up to what Jen said just now. Even exporting to Germany, I said it seriously that before going to Germany, that's why we kept a Dutch presentation before that, before going to the Western Europe, Eastern Europe is different than Western Europe. So Europe itself has, a lot of differences. So if you are supplying to Romania or supplying to Poland, or even supplying to Hungary for that matter, and you want to supply to Germany, you are not qualified. So best way is to start somewhere in Europe through tradings, and then eventually go to Germany to test yourself, for sure.
Absolutely.
Correct me if I'm wrong, David. Yeah.
You're not wrong. No, I was just answering some chat questions first to you, and then I noticed I was writing you instead of all.
Yeah.
So TIE Germany, you can see germany.tie.org. Chartered members are those that give their knowledge and mentor and educate and incubate and finance and network. These are the 5 pillars. I only wrote 4, sorry. And the associate members are, I would like to have made a poll before, KDSushma, if it's possible. How many of you in the audience are startups? How many of you are already scale-ups? But that is now perhaps late, but within the next couple of hours you can do, and perhaps could be interesting. I saw you were quite a few
idea,
people.
Actually.
Okay, we only lost 3 people in the last 25 minutes, Jayant. Well done. You were 100 people, and I think that is great. So there is big interest,
there is David. Excuse me. There are people on the YouTube as well. So there is a YouTube direct.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Great.
So thank you so much, David and Jen, for coming.
Thank you.
And
enlightening
us. There are a lot of things, supplying to Europe, supplying to Germany is a serious, long, which will take your patience at best. But I can tell you the journey would be enjoyable. Having said this, I think Sushma, you if you have not started exporting yet, like Jen said, start in the domestic market. If you have started exporting, start with the steps that both of them talked about. And I think Sushma, what I said in the beginning is to make a checklist, with the help of Jayant and David, and give it to all the Indian startups who wish to enter European market. They will help us build one, because both of them know India very well. So
and feel free to write short emails. Don't make them long. If you're interested, just keep it short, and then we always are very happy to do as we go about by having a Zoom session with someone who has shown interest and telling them within half an hour whether there is a chance or not. And I can tell you, Parag speaks out of own experience, very successful experience in the automotive industry. So I know what Parag says is right.
Thank you so much, David, once again. Thank you, Jayant. Over to you, Sushma, for the next session. We are running late. It's 6:10. And I think Deepa is waiting for her presentation on Iran. So over to you, Sushma.
Yeah, once again, thank you so much, David and Jen. It's a long time we are meeting again here. And nice to see you here. Yes. Thank you so much.
We will not be staying for long. At least I will not be staying for long. I have some family commitments now.
No problem.
But you can always reach us. I think, Sushma, you can share our contact details with people. And if anybody wishes to write to us, he's free to do that. of course.
Yes, definitely. We will make it happen. How we can collaborate with each other, and yes, we will enter in Europe. Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
They can contact you, and we can together decide what to do, how to go.
Yes. And David, I know you are Indian. I can say that you are Indian.
Maybe the ancestor, you know, the
yeah. Just minute, I will unmute you.
Thank you. I unmuted myself too early. What I think is also very important, and I've learned recently, I had to become 63 before someone told me, if you do a presentation in front of your investors or someone important, stand up, do it standing. And I can really feel it. It is much better than doing it sitting. Just a small remark.
Okay.
I'm very fortunate. I have one of those tables going up and down, so I'm showing off, but still stand up if you can.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, David, for coming here and accepting our invitation and hosting this event. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so just move ahead for this journey. Yes, actually, Netherlands has done, Germany has done. In fact, we can say like whole Europe, you have got some insights actually, and the great insights actually. You can enter in that European country. And yes, hopefully, David, Jayant, and we as a global fortune, we are connecting together to make it happen. How we can like boost that European markets for our students. So it will very soon. We will go ahead with that. So to move ahead, yes, Global Fortune actually completed 4 years of journey. Yes, a lot of things are there, but we always aim to have some vision, some targets in front of us that we can fulfill that targets and we can move ahead. Then and then only we can go ahead. So take action is just my mantra, just my funda. So what are our targets in 2020? I'm just launching this as a vision. What are the Global Fortune visions? So just stay tuned. I'm sharing the video. And this is one of that. So first vision I'm launching here. So this is one of the vision we are carrying forward in 2022 that we have already opened our Dubai office in the last year. So way forward together, yes, we are expanding it to in the Gulf market. Now it is only in Dubai, but yes, we have targets like we will expand in the Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia. And with that, yes, the vision is to expand our business in the Iran market also. But we are not limiting ourselves to the Gulf and Iran only, but way forward, yes, what David and Jayant has like said now, yes, we are the big surprise and big vision for us is to move forward in the Gulf also. Sorry, in the Europe also. Yes. So just minute, I'm sharing the slide for that. So these are two visions actually in front of us for the 2022. And yes, David and Jayant, I would request that. So your support and help will be much appreciated for to complete this vision to enter in the European markets. Yes, and Global Fortune students, this is the pleasure for us that they both of us like helping us to support each of us to enter in the European market. So thank you so much once again. And yes, Deepa has already joined us. Deepa, are you there?
Much here, and I'm waiting for my turn to speak once David and Jan are done with this.
Okay. So I'm handing to Priyanka. So Priyanka, please host Deepa. Welcome, Deepa. Thank you once again.
Hello, everyone. This is Priyanka from Global Fortune team. Now time to learn how to enter in Iranian market. Exploring Iran is a bit risky game that many people are feeling like that. But still Deepa has that courage that she had done the business with Iran by traveling to Iran, by exploring with them, and she got a lot of exposure with the Iran. It's our pleasure. We got Deepa as our speaker on this day of summit, who traveled extensively to develop international business. Having 25 plus years of experience in mechanical engineering industry, she has extensively worked with clients like the automotive industry, government departments, defense sector, compressor industry, both in the Indian market as well as international market. So please welcome a multi-talented, dynamic international lady, a founder of Pioneer Machines, a very dashing personality, Miss Deepa. So welcome her.
Wow, that was a lot, Priyanka, and thank you so much. It's really overwhelming. I think I have a pressure on my performance right now. Nevertheless, very good evening from me here and from India, everybody. And I'm very thankful to Global Fortune and Sushma in particular to give me this opportunity to present myself and narrate my experience of working with Iran. I've been given a 10-minute slot, so I'll try to make it as concise and as short as possible and to the point so that it is more effective for you all to put in news whenever you're ready. Oh, somebody says they can't see me. Is that it? No, my video is on. Can you hear me?
Yes, Deepa, I can hear you, but I can't see your video.
You cannot see me?
Yeah. Okay, you just continue. Might be the network issue is there. So you just continue.
You were able to see me sometime back?
No issues. You can just continue.
Were you able to see me sometime back, Sushma?
No, I might be. I have some connection problems, so I can't see you. Parag sir, you can see. Okay, so Parag, yeah, might be some other people are saying you. You just continue your presentation.
Okay. So I'm here, as Sushma and Priyanka said, to narrate my experience of working with the Iranian market. Now, this is a market which has kept me intrigued for the very large part of my career, which has spanned about 25 years in the business development. My tryst with Iran started somewhere in the late 1990s when I was just out of my mechanical engineering and starting my career as a business development person. I worked with a company at that time, which was manufacturing capital equipment to Indian Railways. And it was also a point where the sanctions on Iran were gradually easing out during the Clinton administration, and Iran wanted to upgrade and modify its railway network. They wanted to lay new network, they wanted to lay new lines, they wanted to upgrade their machinery, they wanted to modernize their railway network, etc., so on and so forth. So we had this host of Iranian government officials who came to see our plan and the technology that we had to offer to the Iran government at that point. And then when they were there at our company where I was working then, I saw the interest with which they looked at the technology that which we had to differ, that which we had to give them. And that, that generated at that time when I was just a graduate engineer, it was that time when I realized that there's a huge potential and there's a huge requirement in the Iranian market for engineering goods. Well, later on, I moved on to a company which was manufacturing automotive components. And even that company had huge exports going to Iran. So that also indicated that the automotive market in Iran was quite huge and had a huge requirement. After spending about 20 years in employment, I had to take on my family business. And in 2013, I took on my family business. And definitely at that point, since my family business, we were only into the manufacturing of components for the domestic automotive industry. when I came here and I thought, yes, we had to take our baby steps into the export market, Iran was definitely the first destination that I could think of and the first to go to market. So that is where I decided, yes, Iran would be the first market that I would be tapping into for my own family business. We were an SSI, Pioneer Machines is an SSI. Now you all must be aware that SSI is the cash flow is an issue. Every money that is spent had to get some kind of revenue. It cannot be a trial and error, try 10 different ways and, one of them would strike. You need to have a strike rate of 100% for getting for any SSI. Otherwise, marketing or business development is a very expensive affair for any kind of SSI or an MSME in India. So we thought of multiple ways in which we could be entering Iran, in which we could scout Iran, learn the market behavior there. And what I finally concluded was, basically, it is best to go there by participating in an exhibition. So, by that manner, we could have a lot of buyers coming to our place and looking at our products, trying to see what we could offer. And I think that was a good decision. We tied up with FICCI and then we went to Iran and we displayed our ware, we displayed our products there. We were there for about 4 days at Tehran and the results were very surprising. We had such huge response from the market. There were so many inquiries and so many inquiries came to us. We worked on all the inquiries, and when we came back and we worked on all the inquiries, one of the inquiries started going forward in a very and gathered momentum, I would say. We started discussions with this client. The discussions went on. We gave a technical offer, we gave a commercial offers, and the discussions went on. And the discussions went on for about 2.5 years. Sometimes the technical specs were tweaked, which had an implication on the commercial offer. Sometimes the commercials were pressed on, and then the technical specifications had to be changed to a little bit, and so on and so forth. And this went on for about 2.5 years. A little difficult time for me to keep my patience, but nevertheless, we kept the ball rolling, and we wanted to see the end of the tunnel there. So we kept the ball running. And after 2.5 years, the project was near fructification, is what I would say. The customer at that point the customer was very sure he wanted a US made product. Now remember, this was around 2014 or 2015. And this was the time, excuse me, when the US had again started imposing sanctions on Iran. But at that point, the customer was very much intent that he wanted a US product. So we were in a bit of a, we were in a fix how to manage this. So finally, we tried to move around it by offering to the customer and trying to convince him that, yes, we may not be able to give a made in USA product, but the machinery on which the products will be manufactured would be US made machines. The customer seemed satisfied and he was okay with this kind of a response from us. Excuse me, sorry, I just had a cold a couple of days back and I'm a little sore there. So this was the first major hurdle. The second one was when he wanted to place the order. Before placing the order, he wanted to come and visit us. He wanted to visit our suppliers also and all the people who came into the supply chain, just to acknowledge the genuinity of our supplies and the continuity or the authenticity of our supplies. Now, this was a very tricky and a very tricky situation for us. If our customer, it was just not his customer, our customer and his customer, both of them wanted to come and visit us. So, we were in a kind of a quandary, there was a good chance that we could get bypassed in that entire process. But nevertheless, we decided to play along with our sincerity, keep the transparency as open as possible, and we played along with them. We got the customer and his customer here in India. We showed them all the people who were in this supply chain who were delivering their project. We made them meet all of them. And finally, they went home happy customers with the sincerity, with the genuinity of the products and things like that. Now, the third thing. So the customer wanted to place an order. He had seen our supply chain. And third, now he wanted to place the order. Now the real issue was, we are an SSI. The size of the project that we were talking of at that point was too huge for us to handle payment terms of payment after delivery. So we had to again get back into a discussion with our client, asking him for changing the payment terms to advance at stages. So he was convinced again, and then we had the payment terms at advance at various stages of the project. And this was how the deal was concluded, and we got the project, and we answered the project in the next 6 months. So why am I narrating this small incidents in my life, or why am I narrating this? I'm sure many of you here are entrepreneurs or would be entrepreneurs who would be wondering why Iran, and what is the, what do you take from this? What I'm giving you from this talk of mine are minute takeaways, which you can use bit by bit when you're trying to enter the Iranian market. Okay, what could be this? Number one, it is the country Iran. Okay. Now, when we talk about exports, in our country, when we talk about, oh, we are exporting. When we say we are exporting, the first regions which come to our mind are naturally the US and the Europe. Now, understand, US and Europe, I worked in both the markets, and understand US and Europe are both very mature markets. There is a lot of competition from all around the world. Suppliers want to get into that market. It is a mature market. It takes time. Marketing is an expensive activity. It takes time there. You have to have a lot of money, like David said, to come and enter that market. As against this, Iran becomes slightly sidelined because it is perceived, it is a risk, it is perceived as a risky nation to deal with. But yes, but because of all this, I would suggest the potential in Iran is highly neglected for the moment by country like us. And it is worthwhile to explore this if you want to make a quick entry into the export market anywhere in the world. Next, because of the sanctions, the country, Iran, is in a dearth of a lot of good engineering products. Because the Europe and US are not supplying to Iran, you have a huge potential for good engineering technology there. So definitely, there is a huge potential market waiting for somebody to come and service them. Number three, I told you the timelines of the project just during the discussions. It was about 2.5 years minimum. Now, the businessman who wants to enter into this market needs to have that kind of patience. He needs to maintain his decorum and avoid getting frustrated during the course of time. Iran is a market where the trade and the economy is the involvement of Iranian government in the trade and economy of Iran in the procurement process. The Iranian government is very highly involved. So this may cause hindrances during the procurement process, and it may take time. So this is something that you have to deal with. This is something that you have to acknowledge and take it, that it will take some time. Then the fourth one, I perceived a risk in the cash flows and hence worked on the advance payment principle. If you ask me, advance payment, I think David and Jayant would also agree to this. It is very difficult to get advance payment in today's times. But when we asked our customer for advance payment, they agreed. Now, this also shows that Iranian customers are well aware of their standing in the world, of the shortcomings that they have in the world market. So they are ready to come a step forward, and that is something that we can take advantage of while dealing with the Iranian projects. Lastly, our customer wanted to visit along with his customer and see what we had to offer. So that also shows that he is not ready to accept whatever we are giving on the paper. He wants to come and see the genuinity. He wants to see the good technology that we had to offer, get it certified himself that he is okay with the technology that is going to come to his country. And so just as we are worried of this customer, he is also worried about what we had to offer. So do not take the customer for granted. So on the whole, this is my experience which I have narrated. If you think about it, there are many takeaways which you can take from this. And on the whole, I would like to say, yes, there is a huge market for in Iran for engineering goods. There is government involvement in the trade procurement process. And it is important now the businessman who wants to enter into Iran takes into consideration the socio-political scenario, which is around Iran at this point of time, because this could have a bearing on the flow of goods, the cash flows, the remittances that you would be expecting, and also in some cases, your current business with your existing clients. This is all that I had to say as far as my experience with Iran is concerned. But if you are ready to take that risk, I think it is a very good market for engineering goods right now. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, Sushma, I leave it to you.
Yes. Deepa, thank you so much. Actually, questions we will take at the end only because we are lagging behind the time. So I will just hand over the mic to Ritika and she will just give you the thanks and for the next session. Ritika, over to you.
Thank you so much, Deepa ma'am, for sharing your views on Iran market, like how to export to Iran market. I, on behalf of Global Fortune, extend a really hearty vote of thanks to you. You spare your time from your busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely encourage us in our future. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, Ritika, continue for further.
Yes, ma'am. So now I would like to introduce FIO. FIO has been recognized by the government as an export promotion council. The Federation of India Export Organization represents the Indian entrepreneur spirit of enterprises in the global market, knownly popular as FIO. This apex body of Indian export promotion organization was set up jointly by the Minister of Government of India and Private Trade and Industry in the year 1965. FIO is a partner of the Government of India in promoting Indian export. Now I would like to request Mr. Ankit, Management Executive from FIO, to present his views.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, dignitaries. I'll walk straight into my presentation. Before starting the presentation, just to give you an overview of exports of India that is going at present. So we are targeting in a mark of USD 400 billion by the end of this year. However, we are walking great. For the first 8 months, for the first 6 months to be very specific, we have already clocked about USD 165 million at present. So we are going great. Post-COVID, there was a hit. We did around 238 billions last year. So we are picking up greatly. So there's a good opportunity for new entrepreneurs, existing exporters to explore particular opportunities in EXIM trade. I'll request the moderator to switch the slide. The next slide, please. So this is a very basic question. FIO is always ready to answer how and where to export. So how to export, basically, if the target audience is student, they're very well taught in the courses what documentation is required, what market research goes into it, where to export is our expertise, and how to export is again our expertise. I'll request the moderator to change the slide, please. Yeah, so few of our services, primary services is support in finding a foreign buyer. So we particularly have certain modules, certain groups, certain business portal that we have developed very keenly with the industries worldwide to help the exporters. It is always important to select the right tool and technique. So tool may be any kind of tool, getting a lead generation, generating leads to digital marketing campaigns, or getting leads directly to the embassies of India worldwide. Techniques, yeah, of course, techniques, say it goes into the traditional way of marketing or the modern way of marketing. While writing an email, there should be certain etiquettes to be followed while you're doing an EXIM business. Next slide, please.
Just a minute.
Yeah, sure. So the first parameter or the first service that we offer to our exporters is the online business group. So these business groups were introduced a couple of months ago, wherein you can get directly in touch with countries, some particular countries, to be very specific: Japan, South Korea, the SAARC countries, a bunch of countries again, the ASEAN countries in the Asian area, basically. So you can get in touch with these groups. Are very, very useful for the new exporters as well, because there is a frequent conversation between the parties or the importers or the business people overseas, wherein it is not just the business export business, it is even joint venturing with or financing your businesses. Next slide, please. Yeah, so again, there are country-specific business networks wherein it is one of this very important stalwart while networking into the European market. It was great to listen to Mr. David upon Germany as a target market for Indian exporters. This Enterprise Europe network again gives you an very important step ahead if you are exploring Europe or the European region as your market. It gives you an very, very deep filtration of tender queries. So if you may see on the screen, it is a Japanese company who is looking out for machinery to develop a crop of a potato or garlic as well. So you can put in your there are queries listed. You can put in your quotations into this, and if the buyer or the importer agrees with your offer, he will get in touch with you directly. The next slide, please. So at FIO, we very well believe into giving you an export consultancy. Now, the export consultancy neither will depend upon a face-to-face interaction. It is all gone online from the first day itself. The first consultation, which is important, and the first parameter of export business is policy related consultation, then business management related consultants, and logistics and SCM related consultancy. So we have very well developed certain portals for all these particular consultancies. Next slide, please. So the policy related consultancy, this is a very well encyclopedia type system-based platform that is developed by not only Federation, but it is supported by the Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, which is known as the Indian Trade Portal. It is the very basic need of any exporter to have basic analytics of the foreign trade from India. The major important, as in India, Aadhaar card is the identification number for every individual. Similarly, the HSN code is an identification for a particular product worldwide. So you can find your product using your HSN code and the foreign trade policies related to it. I'll just give you and demo how it is used. Next slide, please. Yeah, so it is a stepwise usage of Indian Trade Portal very specifically. So on the first image that is shown, you can put in your HSN code or the product description, vice versa, you can use it both. Clicking onto it, you have an HSN code identification bracket, which gives you a more detailed search of your HSN code with the product description. Then the third slide gives you and furthermore drill down into the HSN code, wherein it starts with 2, 4, 6, and 8 variables of HSN code identification. Then this portal is a host to around data of 87 countries worldwide. So if you are looking out for an export, say in Brazil, Bangladesh, you can very well find the current export policy, which is regularly updated. So if you click on a country specific, say Germany, you have selected Germany, It will give you all the foreign trade policy, all the free trade agreements, whatever schemes, say in terms of Germany, we have been given an MFN status and a GSP status. Once the product and the country is selected, it takes you to the corresponding HSN code, which is much more in detail. On selecting a particular HSN code, it takes you to the tariff area, wherein in this particular area, it gives you all the details right from the duty drawback, your HSN code, your TAP, and your GST inputs into. If you are looking out for a specific export policy for the same, it gives you an various very intricate details of this particular product. So in this particular slide, it is for the live animal or the livestock. It is restricted, as well as some part of live horses is freely exportable. So it is an encyclopedia based, wherein you want to do your market research. To be very specific, Indian Trade Portal is one portal you should go for. Next slide, please. Then comes the business consultancy. It is all about marketing. What you show is what you sell. It is basically that. So due to COVID, we have realized the importance of digitalization, going digital. Fortunately, we are doing this in web conference also digitally. So this Indian Business Portal is a flagship portal by FIO, wherein it connects you it connects you to directly 3 lakh MSMEs worldwide. So it gives you an huge potential to reach the market audience just sitting at your home. Again, this is not just a selling buying thing. You also get the businesses who want to invest in your business or want to joint venture. For an example, say you are a farmer in some remote village of Nagpur. You have a good field in space, but you don't have the funds available with you. This portal will now help you to get in connect with the businesses worldwide. And if a business is very well interested in investing in your product or investing in your farm to get the yield of it. So again, you are at a very competitive rate over there. And this service is basically extended of free of cost for the FIO member. Next slide, please. Yeah, so now the goods are ready. It is in your warehouse. The next step is logistic, supplying it to the country of destination. If you are an exporter, you will be very well knowing that there is a very serious problem of container shortage in the export area. The freight rates have grown up like anyhow in this 6 months of COVID-19 pandemic. So now taking into this mind, we have developed this ease of logistics portal. It is a very wonderful portal wherein you just have to put in your query. Say you need a 20 feet container, 40 feet container, small amount of container. You just put in your query over here, and you need not walk doors and doors. The company, the service provider gets in touch with you according with the codes, and you can just look into the course and find a competitive one. So there is no negotiation in person, going door to door for the same. It connects you to the freight forwarders, it connects you to the CHA and the shipping liners as well. So this is an one-stop stop for your logistics solutions over here. Next slide, please. Then comes the certificate of origin. It is always important to know the origin of the product that you are exporting, in particular India. And in particular FIO, we take this requirement very seriously. Even during COVID, we have started an online certificate of origin portal wherein we supplied certificate of origins to about 20,000 export transactions basically. So this is an online portal. You can very well use this. The portal links are available on the FIO website. The website URL will be given at the very end of the presentation. The next presentation, please. And the next slide, please. Yeah. The trade facilitation, this is a very important. Now what we are doing is a trade facilitation thing wherein you gain information, implement into your business. So this is a very important function that FIO plays while into promotion of export. We give out certain exhibitions under MBA scheme of Government of India, wherein the booth rates are slashed down. Say if it is 2,50,000 of booth rates, we give it for 1 lakh rupees. So this depends upon the approvals of the approval of the government. Additionally, with the booth rate slash, we even give an airfare rate reimbursement. Additionally, these are in terms of the international events that we're participating in. We do organize certain very informative exhibitions and seminars. We do conduct video conferences with the Indian missions worldwide to get an overview of what is going on into that particular country and what are the opportunities for exporters in that particular country. The next slide, please. You skip the slide, ma'am. The grievance slide, please go above.
Next slide.
No, not next slide. You missed 2 or 3 slides before that. Yeah. After
Yes.
Yeah, grievance. So now you're doing into an export business, you often face certain hurdles. So hurdle solving is our role in this particular thing, wherein if you are an FIU member, we take every single step to clear of your hurdle. We try our best. If the hurdle is very genuine, if in terms of it is not genuine, even no one will get into it and try to solve it. If it is very genuine, your hurdle is very genuine, your issue is very genuine, we have a specialized team for the same. So you report it to us, we get it solved for you. Next slide, please. Yeah, next slide, please again. Yeah. So now this is an very wonderful app for you. Mobile is the need of an hour. So put this app onto your phone. It is a ForexEye portal wherein it gives you live rates of export, the Forex research, to be very specific, and international finance finance information, to be very specific. Put it on your mobile, so you get regular updates on the change in the forexes on a real-time basis. So this you can avail this service as well. It gives you a 10% cashback once you complete your free subscription for the same. Next slide, please. Yeah, so you have done with your export, you have generated a good forex income for India. Now it is the time of getting facilitated for the same. Here also FIO never compromises on appreciating your effort. If you are exported really good, you have taken genuine efforts, you don't lie in, you have done all your genuine compliances for export. We do facilitate you, not even at the regional level, and as well as the central level, wherein we organize Niryat Bandhu Awards and Niryat Shri Awards at Delhi, which is actually helps you as a brand recognition value worldwide. It is always an exporter or an importer always looks for credibility. Such words gives you a lot of credibility, wherein because FIU is an internationally recognized brand in the EXIM business. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, so it is not one person who will guide you into export. FIO themselves have tied up with certain interesting partners to help you or guide you through all these journey of export. Aramex, to be specific, is a logistics partner wherein you tend to get 30% flat discount on all your express couriers basically. So sampling is gone easy. If he's charging rupees if he's charging rupees 100 to send in sample to an express courier, you get it for 70 with Aramex. You tie up with FIO guides you to Aramex, and you are very well ready to avail this 30% flat discount. Second comes the eBay. Online presence is a very important thing in today's business. We do have Amazon, we do have Flipkart, but eBay in this place is a very trusted brand. I don't know what about India, but it is a very trusted brand globally. So here also FIU has tied up with eBay in such a manner. You sell online, you get access to about 190 countries, and then you get an availment of 6 months free subscription to the basic eBay store of theirs. So you don't pay anything for your uploads, your product listing on eBay for 6 months. It is completely free for you. Then comes drip capital, export finance. Yeah, you require export finance in every walk of life, every transaction, to be very specific. eBay guides you in that matter. If your transaction is very if your export transaction is not to a sanctioned country, it is not of a perishable nature, the drip capital people give you up to 75% of your export or an invoice value within 72 hours post shipment. So this is a tool you can very well use for your export transaction or a financial requirement in that matter. There are some upcoming partnerships as well with ICICI Bank and Nimaya Trade. Nimaya Trade again is a platform wherein it helps you with your LC transaction. Basically, if a bank is continuously rejecting your LCs, this platform is an affiliate to all these LC requirements. It is not just the bank. There are NBFCs also on this particular platform to help you with your LC requirements. The next slide, please. Yeah, so the FIO being a member-based organization, we always strive to give best of its service. We give a certificate of origins, visa recommendation letters. We help you even in debt collection. If your buyer has defaulted payment for a long period of time, we have MAH International, to be very specific, who can help you with your debt collection as well. Now, next slide, please. Yeah, so this is we are based out of Mumbai. So we are based in Andheri, Mumbai, and we do have a chapter offices at Ahmedabad and Madhya Pradesh. To be very specific, it is just of the Western region. I represent the FIO Western region. That is why it is this slide. These three particular offices are mentioned over here. However, we have 18 offices across pan India. Basically, we have headquartered at New Delhi. So you can very well get into touch with us in terms of your export requirements or in terms of any guidance that is required when you're doing an export transaction. We are very keen on helping you, and I guess with all the efforts of exporters as well as the guides like Ms. Sushma, we will be able to attain this 400 USD billion of exports in this financial year. Additionally, there's a forecast of USD $1,000 million in the next 5 years. So this guidance sessions organized is very useful to know what is going on in the EXIM trade right now. So probably I end my presentation over here. Thank you for the excellent opportunity, Sushma ma'am, and the team.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ankit. Yes, Mayuri, please take over.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for guiding us how FIO is helping for future exporters and existing exporters. So thank you so much, sir. To enter in developed country is a bit challenging for any businesses. Japan is the developed country and India has good relations with Japan. So scope can be created. So are you ready to interested to how to do business with Japanese? So we got the speaker who believes in becoming a positive example, a proven door from origins in her remote Indian village to becoming an international influencer in Tokyo. She is the founder of Heal Tokyo and Heal India, known internationally for award-winning transformation and mindfulness coaching. She has received recognition from organizations such as Nargis Dutt Foundation, PhD Chamber of Commerce, SBI Foundation, Global Mice, etc., and was even chosen for the UP World Records for being the most fabulous woman leader in spiritual healing yoga, motivational speaking, and transformational mindfulness coaching. So are you ready to go to Japan with Miss Nupur Tiwari, a dynamic international transformation coach?
Yes,
sure. I would like to request Miss Nupur Tiwari for guiding us on how to do business with Japanese. So welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for a nice introduction. Actually, the way you said it, I loved it. And I'm sorry, what's your name? May I know your name, please? Sorry.
Her name is Mayuri.
Mayuri. Okay, thank you, Mayuri. And yeah, I can see now. It was not visible though. So yes, thank you, Mayuri, for a lovely introduction. Yes, Japan, as you said, Japan is a very developed country, and we do have very good relation with Japan, India and Japan. So we really want to do business with Japan. This is the question, and how you can do it. So when it comes to US, UK, or any other European country, even the Middle East, things are very different because we Indians, we have been there from long, since long, I would say, like even thousands of years. And before that, we came to Japan. So if really you want to know how you can do business with Japan, you have to go back really long before, then you can think of even. So here India came to Japan many thousands years ago. So here people think that with the Buddhism, India came to Japan. No, before Buddhism, India came to Japan. So one most interesting stuff I'm going to tell you. Now you guys are going to think that this is a business platform. YC is talking about culture and history. But if you want to do business with Japan, you have to know the history and culture as well. Any other country, definitely you have to know, that if you really want to come to Japan, you have to know more about it. So India came to Japan thousands of years ago, before Buddhism. You'll find in Japan, there are a lot of Indian god and goddesses, like Devi Saraswati, Ganesha. There is a lot of and not only that, if you say that India came and they brought the god and goddesses, maybe you can even imagine that. No, that's not true. In Japan has 7 god and goddesses, and they're the most powerful god and goddesses, like Japanese culture, real culture, and this is thousands of years ago. There are 5 god and goddesses are from India. So can you imagine the culture, India and Japan, how deeply we are connected? Not today, not 2000 years ago, but the thousands of years ago, when even Buddhism was not born. Before that, we were connected here because we penetrated in their culture. Their real gods are from India, and that is before Buddhism. Then the Buddhism came, definitely. This is a very different kind of, it came from India to China, from China to Japan. So today, even I don't know whether you have heard of Zen meditation. This is actual word is dhyan, like Hindi, Sanskrit word dhyan, and dhyan in Japanese became Zen. So every country it went, it took another name and the accent. So dhyan became Zen. So now here India, now you can imagine the India and Japan. So we are so much connected that in Japanese language, you will find many Sanskrit words. And even I didn't know when I started teaching here as a teacher, my vice principal once, it was around 2004 or 2005. He just called me and he said, do you know that what actually came from India? This came from India. So he showed me like 100 of Sanskrit words, which actually in Japanese language. So you can imagine that we are solely connected. Not only when we are solely connected, then why we don't have so much business? Now I'm going to give you the data. I'm taking the different, JETRO. If you're into business, JETRO. JETRO is the main soul of Japanese business when it comes to outside of Japan. They take care of everything. So I have been taking the JETRO people's interviews, their president, their vice presidents, everybody's. I have my business talk. So please do watch the Nupur Tiwari show, Let's Talk Business, because you guys are all business people. Do watch my show. You'll find a lot of information between India and Japan that would be very much beneficial for all of you if you really want to do business with Japan. So because I'm concentrating India and Japan, especially right now, the Let's Talk Business show. So when I'm there, my guest, so the president of JETRO, he said, do you know what is the strange that the China has 20,000 Japanese company, and there the India has only 1,500. 1,500 and 20,000. Can you just imagine the difference? Even the China and Japan, they are not friendly country. They have a lot of problems, geopolitical problems, a lot of problems. China is very aggressive, and Japan is always definitely, busy to just save their land. So here is, they don't have good relation. They don't have anything that definitely, culture-wise, they had a lot of things common, but they don't have the business-wise relation. They don't have, but still 20,000 companies are there, the Japanese companies. Forget about China, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, they have at least more than 10,000 companies. Why not in India? So why not in India? And that is my mission, that just to highlight that why not India? India is the next destination. Why you guys are not coming? Yesterday, I took interview of Bengaluru's Jetro's chief, the president of that southern part of India. And he also said, I really don't understand why these two countries' business are not, getting there where we really want them to be. So here is I'm going to tell you that why we are not there where we should be. And when it comes to geopolitics, when it comes to the business relation, if you know that the previous Prime Minister of Japan and our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi and Mr. Abe, they had wonderful relation. Mr. Abe never invited any other leaders to his farmhouse. And Mr. Modi is the first leader who was invited to his farmhouse. So it is not only, because they are friends. No, it is more deeper than that. It is more deeper than that. But still, we are way behind. Mr. Modi asking Japanese companies to come to India. Here is the, Mr. Abe. Now the Suga-san is Prime Minister, but the Mr. Abe constantly, he tried his best to take the Japanese companies to India. So here are the points actually, which are the main reason why India is not getting Japanese companies. And very bluntly, I'm going to tell you, please don't actually take it personally. Japanese and Indians' work ethics are totally different. The next March, it is going to be my 19th year. I'm going to complete my 19th year. Actually, I have completed 18 years in Japan. So, and I lived this 18 years, most of the time, only with Japanese, no Indian community. I was not with any Indian, totally with Japanese. So I studied this culture from the very grassroots level. So why is that there's gap between two beautiful countries and two beautiful culture? Why business is not growing? The work ethics are very different. Now, why it is different? Now, I'm talking about normal employees. Japan believes in loyalty. Japan believes that, that whole life, that once you just, after your graduation, after your university, whether it is engineering or whatever, when you are joining a company, that is for the whole life. And you are going to retire from there. So that is the way Japan worked always. And that loyalty is developing from their kindergarten days. Actually, it is not like just you are becoming just loyal after university, after doing your engineering or university graduate when you're becoming. No, it is starting from very early age, and that is kindergarten age. Being loyal, loyalty is very important. Number 2 point, I'm talking about the Japanese society. Now I will come the Indian actually. So why they're not things are not working that way, why actually the way we want. So and the second point is Japan takes time to trust people. This trust, it doesn't happen just like American, hey, hello, and you become friends, you drink, and maybe next day, you can just fire that person. Japan, they believe in permanency. Loyalty and permanency is very important. Once they accept you, your friend, your business partner, that is forever. So Japanese company never fire. I started my life with Japanese corporate, one of the best MNC, Mitsubishi. So however bad employee you are, they are not going to fire you. This is, you can take it for granted, definitely. So now this, loyalty and permanency, once they are your friends, they will do everything for you. So and to gain that trust, you need a lot of patience. Now the second point, third point is there that they believe of taking time, everything, even not only trusting. Their data are still, they take time to decide one thing. They're not very good decision maker. They take time, they, it takes maybe for Indian, for other companies, it will take only a month. They will take maybe 4 months, 6 months or more than that. Because it goes, they just have meetings and meetings and meetings. You'll find some irritating, sometimes, and it is very difficult. A lot of meetings, same thing, you have to explain a lot of times. They will just think, they will not understand many times. They just again will have meeting. So these processes very lengthy, and here we don't have our own patience actually. Now number 4, I'm going to. It doesn't matter whoever you are from IIT Delhi, maybe the first, maybe the topper of the IIT Delhi. When you come to Honda or any other companies, you are recruited. You have to start your working life, from where? You have to clean the floor. Can you imagine just and topper of the IIT is doing that? But if you're really working in Japanese company, you are recruited by Japanese company, they don't care who you are or where you came from. They just say you have to start from zero. Then with your age wise, you will go to the top. That is their hierarchy. And that is, they actually don't care what degree you have. They have their skill. From you'll start here, you can go there. But you have to start from washing those, machines. You have to just wipe those machines, you have to wipe the floor, you have to clean the floor, everything. And this is the way Japanese society, works. Number 5, equality. Now equality, what kind of equality? Japan believes in equality. Japanese has uniform system. And you can just totally, compare this Japanese society to Indian Army. I'm doing 2 things, actually. I'm doing series on Indian Army and definitely business show. And since I know Japanese culture, so when I'm doing the series on Indian Army, I find so much similarities. Everything is equal here. You come from Toyota's owner son, or you are just a sweeper son, you will go to the same school. You'll go to the same school, you will just clean your school, you'll clean your classroom, you will do everything. This is Japanese culture. This is Japanese system. Number 6, Japan doesn't have ego. They will say 100 times sorry. They will say they apologize for even less than 1 minute late. They will when the train is few seconds late, they just apologize 3 times. Everything is on time. Everything is punctual. Everything they try to do with perfection. Nobody breaks laws here. No religion works here. Nobody's scared of the religion. Here, only ethics and values work. And these are if I just start saying, maybe I will cross my time. So these, you can just, main thing you understood the Japanese society, and the same thing, same values, Japanese, they implement in their working culture. So you can understand how different we are. Here is the India. We don't have patience. We want everything quick. Now here, Japanese taking 6 months, we want in 15 days. Now, how can we work there? We want 15 days and they're taking 6 months. Definitely. So here, the number one, things are not working there. Number two, here we have our own social status. When someone is coming from Japanese, maybe that person has few factories in India, he thinks I'm the king. He's coming here, he's just saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. And Japanese, he's the CEO of, one of the best companies, but still he's apologizing. He's just humble. So here is that person is saying, like, who is he? Why he's behaving like that? He may be 30 minutes late. He will not say sorry. The Indian party is coming 30 minutes late. Not sorry, no apologize, nothing. So here is this Japanese are thinking that, how can I just work with someone who has no sense of that, cannot even apologize. So this is number two. These are the fact I'm talking about because I'm handling these. even today also I had a meeting. Number three, Japanese product. Today this experience I had. Japanese product. They feel yes, it is expensive. It is expensive because Japanese, they make it differently. And one thing, Japanese product, you can just buy blindly. The quality wise, they are not going to have any problems. But yes, it is expensive. Now, 1% today, someone said from India that the same thing is here in Japan, in India, rupees 500. And this guy his product is like, it was like almost 6,000 or 7,000 rupees. And he was really ashamed. He said, maybe that, I don't know, how come you're saying that? And my product is only in Japan. We haven't done in India that I didn't market that in India. So that person, how could you say that? First, you have to study them really what you're talking about. Like, you cannot just compare a Japanese product which actually not yet marketed in India, and you are saying this like a banya. You're just, it doesn't work that way. So you are just comparing that product with something is made in India, or maybe you haven't even done your research yet. So, and that person, Japanese person said, I'm so sorry, I don't want to do business with that person. So today that deal didn't work. Today I'm talking about, it did not work. And I was really ashamed. I was ashamed that, like, man, don't do, okay, if business is not working, it's not working, it's fine, no worries. But don't talk about like that. You can just, that 500 rupees, okay, then buy 500 rupees. Why you're coming to do business with this person? You are interested, that's why he gave you the presentation. So now the working ethics, how different we are, you can understand. I'm not saying all Indians are same, definitely not. There are many businesses are happening, but most of the businesses which are happening, they are big businesses like Suzuki, like Uniqlo, like Nissan, like Honda. They're big businesses. They have money. They did the market research. They have millions of dollars they spent for doing the market research, and they're doing business. When it comes to really smaller SME, this is not working in India. As of now, this is really, they're scared of going to India. They are feeling that we'll be betrayed, we'll be cheated. This is the real fear of Japanese, that finding the good person will be betrayed and will be cheated. Now I'm giving you another example. I took a few months ago, I took Japanese ambassador's interview. And you know what he said? I was really, he said, I'm sorry to say that even the big, I'm not taking the company's name, it is a big company in India. They, in presence of mine, Japanese company had to lose money, and they made money, and we were betrayed. One Japanese ambassador is saying that. And he's ex-ambassador, and he played the biggest role of having good relation between India and Japan. So these are the points why we are way behind where we should be. So much Japan, if you go anywhere in Japan, you'll find Indian god and goddesses. They, you know what, actually the culture plays a big role when business also develop. You know what actually Japanese used to think of India? Heaven. They can, whenever I meet the 80 years old or 70 years old, what they say that, you know, going to India means going to heaven. It will change your life, spirituality. And what we are doing today, we are betraying, we're cheating. I'm not saying 100% everyone, but we want everything shortcut. We want to make money. We want everything. I'm not saying making money is bad. Definitely do make money. Of course, we all want to make money, but there should be ethics, there should be values, there should be long-term thing. It's not just you just betray people, cheat on people, and just make money. It doesn't make sense. Then the whole country, because maybe someone had done, and the whole entire country is kind of, you know, especially SME, they're like a bit scared. There are good and bad people everywhere. I'm not saying all Japanese are good, definitely not. But I'm talking about the majority, you know, at least I dealt with. So these are the main points there. Especially the only big companies are in India, and the smaller companies, they are not. They still have that kind of fear in their heart when they take the first step. Like before taking the second step. Now it is up to us how we can make the breach. And that is the reason I started this initiative, actually, Let's Talk Business, especially between India and Japan. So we can take it to further level, and we can really build that trust. So more and more companies, today I was talking about why not taking this small production unit taking to India. You know, we can give the employment to many women, especially women, or, you know, they can make things, and just we can sell them in India. So it would be like both purposes it would be solved, like employment, and the product would be sold there locally also. So these people are very law-abiding people. These people have very good ethics. These people actually workaholic. These people have you know, really good values in life. And but again, as I said, if they once they have bad experience, this is the end for them. So here is the thing that the country like China, they are working with. Country like India, they have fear to work with. So we as a nation, we have to work on that to make that breach really bigger and broader. And it's a really hard work, and there is a lot of opportunities. We can take Japanese product to India and Indian product to Japan. There are a lot of opportunities. Japanese market is not explored yet, let me tell you. So there are a lot of opportunities, but Japan is not US or UK or any other European, even the Middle East. Japan is an unique country. So before that, you know, even the textile, you make product for other country, US, UK, or those European country, maybe, you know, whole lot. This is for there. But when it comes to Japan, they say our quality should be number one. So I was dealing with some textile company, said our quality would be number one. Otherwise, please don't, you know, export. So these are the things we have to take care. And then Japan is yours. Japanese, definitely, you know, Japan has, as I said, it is not explored. It is really a lot of potential are there. They're like yesterday, the JETRO president was saying, like, how many millions are Japanese SME. They are making wonderful product, and we can just take them to India. So yes, I would like to conclude here. I think we are just running behind the time, and I'd like to conclude my session here. And definitely, I'm always here, and whatever need, but let's be honest, let's do business, let's help each other, but let's be honest, and let's work with ethics and values, because these are the things will stay with us. These are the things will give us the long run, you know. And so with that, let's work hard and let's make bridge broader between two countries. And I would like to congratulate all the speakers for wonderful sessions, and especially Sushma for taking it, it's a real women empowerment, that the thing you are doing, and wish you all the best. And thank you for having me today. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nipur. It's a great actually to listen you and learn from you. And yes, I will tell to all people, it's a great insights actually. Business is nothing about the long-term base, patience, and yes, Indian do less in that. And it's true fact actually, why we have not explored yet to Japan, and it's to other countries also. So I appeal to all of you, all here are Indians actually, especially. So you should take that challenge that Nupur has given, that we should have that much of patience with us for the long-term journey, and we should explore the Japan. And Nupur is definitely there for us to help us to enter in the Japan, whatever it will take. And yes, we will together we can make it happen, India and Japan. So let's talk business. Definitely.
Exactly. Let's talk business.
Yes, let's talk business. So
that's so everyone
nice.
definitely do watch my show episode. I will send it to Sushma also. There are a lot of great episodes. Actually, you will learn a lot of insight how to do business with Japan, and all those things I have discussed several times with several prestigious guests actually from different organizations. So do watch those. That would be a really great insight as well. So thank you, Sushma, for having me. Thank you. And I'm always here.
Thank you so much.
So how many people are watching today?
Actually, more than 100 people are right now on the Zoom, and more than 200, 300 people are on the YouTube live also. They are connected.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
Almost 400 to 500 people are there watching this. And yes, we are sharing this and streaming this live, and sharing it after that also.
Great.
It's
wonderful.
Nice
I hope that we can make the bridge actually what we could not as of now.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sushma. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Good night, everyone, and good night, all those beautiful speakers. It's really late here, so I'm just, signing off. So thank you, everyone.
Actually, just one more thing I want to say. Speaking, listening to you and watching to you, it's like we are Japani Gudiya, like we see here. That's so nice of you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, and definitely namaste. And I hope you all know that the meaning of namaste. It means my soul is connected with your soul, and the thing you have inside you, the same light I have inside me. So I do naman to you. Thank you and good night.
आप सब लोग भी at least बोल सकते हो, वीडियो से तो दिखा सकते हो, इतना तो बन सकता है ना. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, please do your, this is the most important thing, that don't forget your own culture, because you'll find Japan is very proud of their own culture. Such a small country, and it will constantly remind me, be proud of your own culture. This country, everything, all the education, everything is in Japanese. And another thing is that the language is barrier, but anyways, they're getting used to with English. But for that, I'm there. But anyways,
definitely.
So please, please respect your own local language, your culture and everything. And don't forget this namaste, because namaste is wonderful. It's like wonderful. It's not only greeting, it's just, it is just opening a different world for you if you really understand the real meaning. So everyone, thank you so much, and Subratri.
Yes, Shubharatri. Thank you so much. Okay, so with this we will take forward likes. Bye. You can just stay here, but I know it's very late in Japan. Okay, so we have explored till now Netherlands, Germany, even the gateway of Europe, even Iran also is a highly risky country, but yes, Deepa has made it very easier journey for us that we can go ahead in the Iran also, and right now the Japan also. So with this, I just want to share you, many people are new here. Might be they don't know about me and my company, Global Fortune, and what the KDSushma is. So just a quick 1 minute video, I'm showing you what actually the Global Fortune is and what we are doing. So just stay tuned. So these are the multiple types of services we are actually serving to the market, to the public, and for our students also. So yes, you are always welcome to the Global Fortune family to start your export journey. And just by not taking so much of time, I'm just handing to Sheila to take our further speaker, which is handicraft exporter actually, and they're right now exporting handicraft products from India to other countries. But to all the people, please stay till the last time, and might be it will take another 40 minutes to conclude the session. But yes, lot of things are happening ahead also, and lot of insights you will get from this session. So just stay tuned, and yes, over to you, Sheila.
Thank you very much, KDSushma ma'am. We will discuss now today about the very important in the productive sector. Do you know that? What? That is the handicraft sector. Handicraft are the unique expressions and they represent the culture, tradition, and the heritage of a country. The handicraft industry is one of the important and productive sector. Handicraft is a type of a craft where people make things using only the hands and the basic tools. Handicraft sector is a significant share in the country's exports. Now we have one of the successful handicraft exporter with us. He is a founder of the Innovative Export. He is the member of Indian Industrial Association, as well as he is a member at the Export Promotion Council of a Handicraft. He was also nominated under top 5,000 industries in India by MSM. His products are exported, and even he has his presence on e-commerce market to USA, Canada, and the Malaysia. With the help of the sharp business approach, he has gained a reputed position in the market in such a short period of time. His industrial knowledge and the expertise are the pillars of the success. So are you ready? So I would like to welcome Mr. Rohit Giridhar. So you're welcome, sir.
Hi, Mayuri. I'm Rohit's brother, Rahul. I'll be taking this up further. I want you to unmute Rohit as well. He hasn't been unmuted right now.
Yes, I will do that.
Sure.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
We have unmuted them.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank Global Fortune and Miss KDSushma for having me as a chief guest here to share my experience as handicraft exporter. So hello, good evening to all. My name is Rohit Girdhar. I'm the founder of Innovative Exports. So what we do basically is we export wooden handicraft from here to many countries. Basic countries we export is in US and Malaysia and Canada. So what we are doing is we are manufacturing wooden handicrafts here, and we are delivering it to overseas. Talking in brief, let's get to the procedure. Very initiative is the procedure. What all we need to export, what all we need to send our goods from here to the another country. We need three basic documentations. First of all, we need GST certificate, and then we need a DSC, digital signature file, and then we need the basic and the most important thing, IEC, import and export code. So what is IEC? IEC is the permission letter from the government that you are a genuine exporter and you are you can export your goods from your home country to another country. So that when your goods reach to customs department of any country, so there should not be any problem in that. There should not be any problem in that. So that basically IEC code is to verify your documentations to the government documentations. And what else we have is getting to my next point. My overall experience in wooden handicraft stream is good enough, though I struggled a lot because as a newcomer, I was not basically into this background. I was not very knowledgeful from the very first. So I adopted everything from my own. I started up my own business in Saharanpur, UP. UP is basically known as a very good source of wooden handicraft, wood carving city of the India. So what we do is we manufacture certain goods. As you can see behind me, there's a wooden ladder. So we manufacture such wooden things, wooden temple, wooden ladders, wooden jewelry boxes, and many more things. So I chose e-commerce as a setup, as a startup. Okay, a setup also and startup also, because I really needed to know that what all foreign countries are asking for. So for that, I need to get into that platform so that I can see that what they're actually asking for, what kind of finishing they want, what kind of uh, quality they want. So going through that, I joined Amazon, eBay, Etsy. So I developed much knowledge in that, much knowledge in that. So basically, we are doing e-commerce also and B2B also. So first of all, I would really suggest, if someone wants to enter in an export market, they should definitely reach any platform, any e-commerce platform that are dealing overseas, that are not just domestic, but they should be dealing in overseas. So getting into next point, my personal suggestion is that you should start registering yourself from the day itself, because there is so much of competition coming in this global market, that people are hurrying up to be an exporter. Like if we talk about Saharanpur, maximum of the people are dealing in wooden handicrafts. But what they are doing, they do not know anything. They do not know about any procedure. They just want to do export. I don't want you to be a part of that hurdle. I want to cross that hurdle, and you want to uh, you have to take a good step. See, theoretical knowledge everyone takes. Nobody wants to go practical before a theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge everyone takes, but for a good startup of export, you should have a practical knowledge also. So my basically my my handicraft experience is that you should enter your practical knowledge. You should have your practical knowledge, and then you should apply it to the e-commerce portal. Rest, my brother will take it from here. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yes, ma'am. So my brother will take it from here.
Sure. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Rohit. Like Rohit mentioned, we are basically exporting. So if we talk about sea export, we are doing it in US, Canada, and Malaysia. And if we talk about the e-commerce portals that we are working on, they are majorly in US, Canada, and the UK. So if I talk about the various, since I look more about the more of the e-commerce business overseas that we do, I really recommend having some trustworthy portals. And if some trustworthy portals I have to mention over here, they are definitely Amazon. Amazon has different marketplaces, more than 16 marketplaces across the globe. Amazon.com is the one which operates in the US territory. It's in US and Mexico. Amazon.ca is into Canada. And Amazon.co.uk is the one in UK. So these are the marketplaces where we are actively selling. Along with that, we have a couple of accounts on Etsy. Etsy is, so there are two major platforms I would cite out, Etsy and Artfire. Artfire and Etsy, both these platforms encourage the selling of handmade goods the best. If I talk about all the other websites, you can surely do it through Shopify and other portals, but then Etsy and Artfire are majorly renowned for procuring handmade articles. Now, these handmade goods could be wooden handicrafts. These handmade goods could be anything made of wrought iron. These handmade goods could be anything like a shoe, like a fabric, or anything which is, which requires the human labor and comes up with the natural beauty when it's handcrafted. So yes, these are the major portals that we are working on. And I relate this to the last year's scenario when we were doing the export, but suddenly we were hit by COVID. And after COVID, everything came to an halt. And that's the time when e-commerce boomed, and that's the time we also learned a lot about e-commerce. We have been doing this on Amazon, Flipkart before as well, but then in order to continue with the overseas business, we had to come up with a channel that could replace the loss that we were having for not being able to do the conventional export. And that's when we created an account on amazon.com. That's when we created an account on amazon.canada. Initially, it's hard to understand the documentation. It's not an easy process to register on these portals overseas. So if I would to recommend for a online portal where you can register, where you don't even need an import export code, where all you need is an email address and a valid verified PayPal account, is Etsy. If you are into product manufacturing and if you want to start your business on the e-commerce space, overseas, Etsy is the go-to place for anyone. I really recommend. It's very easy to register, and if you're into any kind of unique and exquisite products, Etsy is the place where you can get a very premium price for the same. So for example, if a temple that we manufacture, just giving an example, a temple that we manufacture, which could cost us 6,000 to 7,000 as the manufacturing of a 3 feet long temple, that easily goes for close to $700 to $1,000 on such platforms, not just Etsy, but Amazon, Etsy, Artfire, so on and so forth. So yeah, this is pretty much from our side. We are still growing. This business was incepted in 2017. If I talk about the growth in terms of top line, it has grown about 5x in the last 4 years. And we also aim to have a similar, even better growth trajectory in the next 5 years. That's what the target of the business is. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul sir and Rohit sir, for sharing your views on handicraft. Hopefully, our audience will start their business in handicraft. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now coming to Indian textile sector. Indian textile sector is one of the oldest industries in the Indian economy, dating back to several centuries. Indian textile industry contributed 7% to the industry's output in 2018 and 19. India is the second largest producer of fiber in the world, and the major fiber produced is cotton. Other fibers produced in India includes silk, jute, wool, and man-made fibers. Many people want to start their export journey in textile industry but are unaware of what to do next. So we have one successful woman entrepreneur who is an exporter of textile, and she has 3 branches in Maharashtra and has expanded her business in US, New Zealand, and Dubai, and also in Australia. She also she's also involved in social work. She has received many awards like Vima, Udyogini, and many national and international awards. The next would be taken by Inamdar ma'am.
Good evening, all. I'm so happy. Thank you. Let me just thank Global Fortune and KDSushma, Sheila ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction of mine. Good evening, dear participants. I'm Shweta Nagar, representing the company SC. We are having our 3 branches, as rightly said, in Maharashtra, Mumbai, and one more across US. Planning to soon start one in New Zealand too. 1989, started by my father, and we are a second generation business. Our chain blouse, and for this is one part of it. But yes, we are having the Indian ethnic culture promoted across the globe, trying to do that across the globe. And the vision of our company is to, have our brand established throughout. Anyway, and here, of course, in last interview, I had mentioned Sushma ma'am remembers that yes, our mission is to have our showroom on Moon too. We are looking out for that. And this is about our company. And most important is, I was hearing few panelists speaking here. We are really lucky to have so many audience out here. Ready-made matching blouses, the concept started, it is an ethnic cultural garment textile industry representing. But yes, when the process starting in India is comparatively easy than starting abroad. So initially, when I took this business over, it was spread through conventions. We used to participate through conventions all over globe, like how we are in the summit. There was a B2B convention, B2C, where we could first initially start this concept. For that, you have to know the every basic rules of every country, wherever we are, and what are the rules applicable to each country for garments, for textiles. And believe me, guys, the quality which we have to promote there is superlative quality. So that is most important factor. When we entered the international market, it was just a start, and with the pros that whether ready-made matching blouses or whether this product will run, that was a query raised by so many. But yes, our target is spread all over the globe. We are at present we are having more than 15 to 20 lakhs. I should say lakhs all over the globe. That is a just small number. I know that, but yes, if you count it by 15 to 20 lakhs number of counts, we have started with a factory with our full setup of designing fabrics, learning about weaving of fabrics, and then getting it turned into law, and then making products out of it. As well includes the ethnic culture of saris. We have and quality, quality most important everywhere.
Yeah, might be there is some connection problem with her. Okay, no issues. We will wait for 2-3 minutes. We are calling to them. Just if you have any questions, we can take few questions till time. You can just raise your hand and I will unmute you. Yeah, Shweta ma'am, are you there?
Thank you.
Yes, yes, continue. Your voice is breaking. Might be she's traveling, so the connection issue is there. So till time, if any question you can ask here before going ahead. Just raise your hand or you can comment in the chat box. Yeah, Shweta ma'am. Yes, please continue.
I'm extremely sorry for the discontinuation of the thing.
No, it's okay. If the range is low, just I will suggest you to off the video and you can speak so we can hear you.
No, right now I'm permitted. I got a very good corner, and my driver has understood the importance of that, and he has made me stand. So now you all can bear with me. I'm extremely sorry, audience.
It's okay. It's okay. We can understand. Yeah, just please continue. Please continue.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Our point was that yes, we are heading. Sorry. So, fashion industry, in the fashion industry, we have to be very, very careful regarding the production, regarding, I mean, if it is a matter of, say, matching threads, we have to match it very well. So, as I said, the quality of the product should be superlative. And as I was saying, that when we were before starting the showroom in US, we had decided to participate in the conventions. So they were all the convention way in which we understood in B2B what are the demands, what are the requirements of the clientele base there. For that, it helped us in carrying out all the detailed study and minute study, dear friend. It is all the minute study. Whatever you have to understand, you cannot say that we are an established brand in Maharashtra, and so whatever we are promoting here, we'll give it there. That is not accepted, not tolerated. The norms of the other countries, every country in fact are different. The taxation process is different. Their quality control and check is still more different, though this concept is there. So you have to really understand the importance of your products, your ethics, most important. And third important thing, as told by my friend, yes, you need to have an IE code. Most important, DST, GST, of course. GST certificate is mandatory. And as rightly said, we have now a lot of digital promotional ways to be done. We are members of Export Council. So it will be really very easier for everybody to go ahead. But yes, before that, for everybody and anybody, you have to have a real minute study of your products. You have to, as an entrepreneur, I would say with my past 35 years experience, that you have to get yourself sold first to your product. And only then you can promote your products in any parts of countries, any part of globe very thoroughly. So you have to take care of USP, mission and vision of the your product company, and last but not the least important, how you promote it as a brand. Because nowadays, now it is the concept of their international branding, because people have learned, earned, understood very well that there is a difference between a branded product and a local product. Because when you are having a branded product, it has to be similar everywhere. The things you find in our Pune showroom, you will find the same things in the other showroom. You will find the same quality of production in our Texas showroom too. So this is the difference between local and, you have to have a uniformity of your product, the presentation of your product, which matters across the counters. When we are in the retail sections, we have to be really, really very careful about what is the pitch. We have to train our staff in that particular way. What is the pitch? What is the SOP to be followed? I am sure you all know what is the SOP. These are standard operating procedures for any and every business, may it be a retail industry, a corporate industry, or you आप बनिए की तरह नहीं काम कर सकते. ये किसी ने थोड़ी देर पहले कहा था, and I really second the speaker very well, because आपको एक स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन प्रोडक्शन में भी लाना है, पैकिंग में लाना है, उसका जो भी दिखना है हर तरफ, the product should be same. Your brand wall, if you all have, that should be same everywhere. The get-ups of your showroom should be, most importantly, same, and we have been doing that right from the location. So policies, if they are similar everywhere, if the same thing is found everywhere, people get related to easily. They can recall the brand, and of course, this helps you all to recall the brand value as well. Oh, when I was in India, we heard few people saying, "Oh, we have seen this brand somewhere in Maharashtra, somewhere in Pune. They have seen." अच्छा यही बात US में जाके दिख रही है, यही बात उनको न्यूजीलैंड में भी दिखेगी. Same thing they are being watching in Dubai as well. So the brand value increases of every product and any product. So quality compromises strictly no. You have to have a superlative and superlative quality. I'll just explain you with one thing, one simple example, that when we are placing the buttons for the blouses or hooks, we call it, that should be of the S size should be the same. The round circle should be 2 mm only thick. It should not be 4 mm, neither it should be 1 mm. So these are all the things which we really need to mention, really need to carry out in that particular way. So I mean, these tips, I have a lot to talk, but yes, I know we are running behind the time, so I should not take much of your time. But yes, you all can follow us on Facebook page, SA Inamdars. We are on Instagram, SA Inamdar again, YouTube channel, Shweta Inamdar, and we have our websites also. And of course, my number will be shared with you by Sushma ma'am, and she will share if you need any help, please feel free to contact me. And I have a system where I attend the phone if I'm in a transit or something. It's our habit of every staff and myself also to call you back again. So please feel free to contact us anytime, every time. And most important is धागा धागा बांधते जाइए, लोगों को जोड़ते जाइए. This is what I really have to tell you here. And so do follow us there. And we have our punchline in English, that is passions for generations. And there Inamdar, SA Inamdar stands apart. So Sushma ji, I am being honked here. I cannot wait on this highway here. But yes, Sushma madam and Sheila ma'am, you were very sweet and bearing, and all the lovely audience who have bared me for so much time. सब लोगों ने मेरी बातें जो भी है प्यार से और शांति से सुनी, उसके लिए मैं आप लोगों की बहुत बहुत ज्यादा शुक्रगुजार हूँ. And definitely we will meet, and I would love to meet you all in virtual से भी actual sessions में और भी मजा आएगा जब हम लोग सब मिलेंगे एक साथ, और बहुत सारे एक्सपोर्ट्स के लिए जो भी दाखले देने हैं या जो भी आपको गाइडेंस है, मैं भी आप लोगों से कुछ सीखूंगी जरूर. और definitely we'll meet and have a great work together. So thank you, dear friends, Sushma ji, Global Fortune, and Sheila ji for this. Thank you. I take your leave because I have to travel ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Actually, इतने busy schedule से भी time निकाल के आप यहाँ पे हमारे साथ हो, that will be really great. And मैं कहूँगी yes, आप बहुत sweet हो, इसीलिए आपको सारे sweet लगते हैं. So yes, thank you so much once again. And yes, definitely we will have a virtual अभी तो हुआ है, लेकिन physical session with you. And I will soon going to arrange that. Once जो भी वो COVID और ये सब होने के बाद, yes, हमने बहुत सारा बड़ा वो session लेना है, and definitely you will be the host for that. So once again, thank you so much. Great insights, actually great learning. One lady can do so much of things. Actually इससे बड़ी और बात हो भी नहीं सकती किसी के लिए. So आपके लिए ज्यादा कुछ बोलने की मुझे जरूरत नहीं है. You have taken so much of things from her actually. So decide today that you will do something. And yes, तब जाके ये ना कि ये जो प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया गया, ये जो स्पीकर्स यहाँ पे बुलाए गए, उनको कुछ तो लगेगा, अरे कुछ तो लोग कर रहे हैं कि एटलीस्ट उनके इनसाइट्स, एक्सपीरियंसेस माइट बी यूजफुल फॉर द पीपल. And yes, people are getting help of that, and they are starting their journey. So I hope all of you are doing that. You will do that, and you will achieve that also. So once again, thank you so much, Shweta ma'am. And yes, take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Looking forward. Thank you very much.
Yes. Take care. God bless you. So अभी भी दो चीजें बहुत बड़ी सुनने की बाकी है. So please stay here for that. Africa is the biggest market actually. How to enter in Africa? It is the awaited session after this, and the post-COVID opportunities in the international business. This is also awaited session, and very renowned speaker we have invited for that. So before starting that both sessions, just I want to convey you, Global Fortune is always doing so much of things for the people actually and for the market, because we want to achieve that mission. We want to create that platform so we can like make it happen together. सिंगल कभी नहीं कोई जा सकता, ज्यादा दूर नहीं जा सकता, और इसीलिए साथ में मिलके बहुत कुछ अचीव करना है. बट विद दैट, इफ सोसाइटी इज गिविंग अस सो मच बैक, what we are giving to society back, and that is why Global Fortune actually announcing the Global Fortune Foundation. So just a quick video for you. So here is just I'm announcing the Global Fortune Foundation from today, and in a 4 सालों की जर्नी में सोसाइटी ने हमें बहुत कुछ दिया है, आप सारे लोगों ने बहुत कुछ शेयर किया है हमारे साथ. So that's our duty right now to share with you all lot of things and giving back to society what we are getting. So yes, you all are like invited to join that foundation, and we will make the better society for our next generation and future generations. Yes, definitely we will share you with all the details about the foundation. And yes, thank you so much for that. And one more thing, like this is very much like I'm stuck in that. Like after the COVID, there are so many things happen in the market. Like people are affected, businesses are affected, like so many things are affected, even the relationship and a lot of things are affected. But still, we are moving ahead with the hope that we will do something better for that. So to help you all, because we can't connect physically right now, though we are wish to connect with you all and you also, but still we can't connect you physically. And we have got many inquiries for that. We are living in the remote place. We are very far from that. We can't travel here, and we are not having any facilities for that. And that is why there's one more thing we are launching today for you all people. And this is, so just I'm sharing you with that. So this is just an announcement of KDSushma app, your launch on the Android phone. So you can just go on the Play Store and you can download the KDSushma app, and you can know many more things about that, notifications, updates, free videos, and many more things we have uploaded there. If you want to learn about the import-export business still, there are a lot many things in that app. So stay connected, stay together. You can learn export-import business from anywhere at your convenience. And yes, thank you so much. Download that app, and yes, you can always share the many more suggestions that we can develop in our thing. And yes, stay together. So I am handing this to Mayuri to welcome our next speaker. Yes, over to you, Mayuri.
Good evening all, and are you excited to enter in Africa? Africa is the world's second largest and second most populous continent after Asia. Africa's total population is approximately 121 crore. Africa is the biggest market for different sectors like pharma, medical, automobile, textile, machinery, chemical, education, etc. So do you want to enter in Africa market? We got the speaker who has 12 plus years of experience in business development sector like food, energy, and commodity. Worked as a consultant in supply chain and logistic in food commodity, and speaks English, French, Swahili, Kinyarwanda, Lingala, etc. So I would like to request Mr. M.A. for guiding us on how to enter in African market and challenges, opportunities in Africa market. So welcome, Mr. M.A.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Yuri. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sushma, for giving me this opportunity to join Global Fortune Summit. And I'm very appreciate for this opportunity. I say hello to all participants. Yes, I'm the MD, Managing Director of MSC Consultants. And I have more than 60 experience in consultancy, in food commodities, and in various sectors, as they said. So, African market, as you know, all of you, Africa we consider Africa as being under developing countries. So the challenge which is in Africa is big because there's much opportunity, a lot of opportunity in Africa that can be taken into consideration for many investors. Africa as itself, you know that Africa has more than 12% of the world oil reserve until now, and 42% of its gold. We have more than 80 to 90% of chromium and platinum group metals, and more than 60% of arable land. And in addition, that we have also vast resources in timber. The market in Africa is growing slowly, and this is depend on countries because each country has its policies which facilitate or which accelerate the development of its country. And we know also that the country of Africa has been populated by youth, and this is the major factor that we have to take under consideration because if you talk about youth, talk about manpower. And we have to take this challenge because youth have to be put in front so that the continent can be developed as other continents. So based on that, that's the reason why if you see from the record that have been done by the World Bank is of doing business ranking, we found that Africa have not been ranking among the 10 top countries in doing business, but have been among 10 African countries out of 54 have been mentioned about the 100 ranked developed countries. So therefore, business leader needs to adapt effective strategy to succeed in the complex challenges yet promises in the African market. Reason why for successful foray into Africa, international business, will need to adapt their strategy in response to the continent unique realities. Any business that wish to succeed in Africa need to understand the challenge associated with the continent and have to also use that strategy to implement the challenge, to face the challenge, and to reap the reward of expanding into Africa. The common challenge that you may face in Africa, you have first of all to know that Africa have not to be taken as a single entity. Why? Because Africa consists of 54 countries, and each country have its own language. You can find countries which speak French and others who speak English, but still among those countries, there is also the local language which also matter because it is used in the common business locally. So therefore, that can be a barrier to any investors who come to invest in Africa, while not taking consideration to the linguistic and ethnicity of that country in particular. Secondly, the second challenge that you may face in entering African continent is the infrastructure challenge. The infrastructure challenge is based on the way, because also that also will differ from country for countries. There's some countries where we find that the infrastructure is suitable for the business, and the other country where the infrastructure have to be improved. And when you talk about infrastructure, you talk about electricity stability, you talk about poor internet connections, you talk about bad roads, because in logistics also roads matter a lot in terms of pricing and in terms of connecting different countries. So those are the challenges that you can face in the infrastructure challenge, but you also have other challenges in political and social instability. Any business leaders have to consider that when mapping his business plan, because situation change due to some situation change in Africa due to the fact that the government policies may change according to the period where it happened. So therefore, business leaders need to evaluate challenges associated with the instability throughout when drawing up market development plans for Africa. So we have also another challenge that you have also to put into consideration is the legislations, because African legislation landscape changes significantly and frequently. And this change can be excessive business regulation. Due to excessive business regulation, can be due to complicated permit procedures, can be due to court impartiality, and sometimes can be due to opaque tax assessment rule. Therefore, African primary legal system is also based on civil law, common law, or mixture of the two. When penetrating the African market, you have to make sure that you understand the law of the country that you want to bring your business in, so that you cannot face any juridical court or juridical complaint issues. Another challenge can come from taxes. The taxes varies from different countries, and we found that in Africa we have the highest average of statutory corporate tax rate. We can even reach around 28.9%, while the VAT and the general sales tax can be around 16%. So far, you can see that other African countries has also worked on their tax so that they can also make a suitable environment to investors to come and invest in Africa. For the example which I take is for my country, Rwanda. My government did a lot in that sector, so that the tax which are imputed to any investors, we give a lot of facility like a period of grace for 1 year, so that any investor can be comfortable and can understand the mechanisms of tax regulation in Rwanda. So I think also in other countries which I've been able to go around, some of them also apply for the same system. This, you can find it in the East Africa community, which also tries to put in common the law of regulation of the business, so that any business conducted, let's say in Rwanda, will be having the same regulation law as in Kenya, Tanzania, and other East African countries. Another challenge that you have to take in consideration is the understanding of the local consumers, because penetrating African market, you must understand the value, the needs, the purchasing power, and the behavior patterns of consumer in that local African market. Another point that you have to take also into consideration when entering African market is to keep the supply chain running. Keeping the supply chain running means that in Africa, we do have a big gap in supply chain. Why? Because the structure is not well implemented. So you can find that some of the countries can have a supply chain which work suitable to the local environment where the business is conducted, but it cannot be the same in other or in the neighboring countries. Therefore, keeping the supply chain running is very crucial, because in the day-to-day operation, you have to make a consistent supply chain in order to avoid any losses or any lack of respecting the demand that the market need at the time. So on that, we have to remember that one thing, we have to remember that there is, today the world is fed by the Europe, America, and South Asia. These areas are producing to their limits and cannot make more than what they produce now. So Africa, being a virgin continent, if I can say, because of the opportunities that we can find when you are investing in Africa, you see that there is 30% of the world arable ground which is found in Africa, and which once we can cultivate and do some farming and use livestock, we can increase, or we can feed also, we can complete that lackness which can be caused by the developed countries. So therefore, for the statistics, it shows that by 2045, there will be a heavy global competition in food and drinking water due to an increase of population. For my opinion, what I can say is Africa has many opportunities that have to be taken into consideration. Africa needs investors and government support so that the local farmers can be in the system and understand what they have to produce and can be secure about the market where the goods will go after productions. So for that, what we can say about the 4 key steps for successful penetrating African market, there is, first of all, you have to know to select the country where you want to invest in. Investment goes with security, as you know. So you have to be sure that the country you select, it will be the best that adapts to a regional approach when expanding and leverage the regional agreement to reach the neighboring countries based on the potential market and according to the level of maturity of the customer market and its size. Secondly, second step, a key step for penetrating successfully the African market is to carry out a market research, which is crucial and which will give you the full picture of the country or of the country that you want to invest in, and also to avoid any misunderstanding regarding the regulations and the law that the government has been put forward, so that you not face any juridical issues. The third is localization of your marketing strategy. Sometimes you find people in Africa like to buy small items, but regularly, while others prefer to buy in volumes. Why? Because buying in volume may save may increase their income, and may also save their time and other factors. But your business plan needs to incorporate a localized approach while maintaining your business objectives. Build relationship with partners in Africa and leverage their extensive work also is a must, because it will help the two parties to focus and to see how to focus and to understand how the market look like and to know how they have to invest in. Work with local subject matter expert to ensure your market message is culturally and linguistically appropriate, because you know, in Africa we do have so many behaviors and so many religions, and due to that fact, I can say from my own experience, we do sell sometimes rice from coming from Tanzania going to DRC, but if you change the formula, or if you change the brand by putting something else, let's say for flour, maize flour or wheat flour, you find that once we maybe put something like fortified flour and we mention what we have been added in that flour, sometimes we do lose that market. Why? Because the people in DRC, in the remote area, they don't understand what is the meaning of fortification. What they do understand is, like, if you brand your name, you brand your product like that, and you add fortification based on what you add on your flour, they think that you want to bring the foreign culture to them, which can impact maybe their fertility. So also in that area, we find that it's a challenge what we have to face, and we have to train the local farmers and the local consumers about different products that have to be apart to be in the local market, but also to go to the international market, have to be standardized. So that is another challenge that we came and we face normally when we approach this African market. Therefore, for my conclusion, what I can say, based on what I'm trying to address you, is it will be nice and it will be wise to explore and to invest in Africa, due to the fact that by drawing a master plan in capacity building, you will make sure that the investment that you bring to the particular population or particular country will have an impact for the country itself, for the government, and for the investors. General training to empower the rural farmers in food production, that would be also necessary. Its value chain and management also will need to be well established, so that the production which is done in Africa can also feed from the African local market and for the international market. To achieve sustainable development in food security and to eradication of extreme poverty and hunger is also another objective if people come to invest in Africa, because we all know what's happening in Africa. If some of you are not aware about the situation in Africa, we do have a high poverty, reason why we are called developing countries. And we are trying to face also hunger because there is lack of technology that can increase our productions. And the fact also the education level in people is low. The understanding capacity also make it difficult for some of them to understand how to improve their productions. Agriculture and livestock are the backbones of most of the African countries. Therefore, the world of farming, agriculture, and livestock followed traditions for centuries, but also changed into highly mechanization and science. Direct investment will benefit to all of the stakeholders, including investors, government, and the local community at large. So Africa at itself needs a real support. Africa at itself is the right time to invest, because due to the fact that in the coming years, there will be a higher demand of food compared to the population that will be around, if I remember the statistic, around 9 to 12 billion in 2050. That demand have to be taken into consideration so that investing now in Africa will cover all this demand. I thank you very much, all of you, for your time. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much of Eme. Yes, giving the insights of about the Africa. And yes, there are a lot of opportunities. Actually, Africa is opening in front of the market. So people should take benefit out of that. And yes, definitely the challenges will be like tackled with the help of many stakeholders in the business, and many people will find the opportunities with that. So if any questions, you can just let it know, and we will take it after actually, because we are running behind the time summit for the summit. And Amy, actually, I want to thank you so much, because I know the time in Africa is right now early morning, might be it's 5 o'clock, but still you are connected here from the night, and yes, you are attending this function, and yes, you have like accepted our invitation and you are here. So once again, thank you so much for your great insight. And yes, we will connect you further how we can develop the market in Africa.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. So the next speaker for us is like, what are the opportunities in the international business after COVID? So after pandemic, might be you have heard a lot of problems actually from the people, that this, that, ye, wo, ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें. Just a minute. Yeah, but still there are a lot of opportunities comes with the problem. So and this is the like basic saying, problems come with the opportunities only. So if you are ready to enter in the market, opportunities are multiple in front of you. Like still today you can see here, if we can invite so many of people and they are talking about the international business very positively, very interestingly, that there are a lot of opportunities in the market already there. But why Indians are not taking that opportunities? Why they are giving the excuses for that? So here today you can learn from the renowned personality in the international business, and they are like very much, जैसे बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में कीड़ा है वो, international marketing. Okay, so I am handing over to Prasad to introduce our next guest. For that, stay tuned for that. Have over to Prasad.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I, Prasad Rangal, on behalf of Global Fortune, would like to introduce a dashing personality, Mr. Parag Mule. He is the first generation entrepreneur. Parag has over 24 years of experience in developing business right from the scratch, and in diverse fields such as agriculture, foods, engineering, steel, and many more. Parag has traveled over 50 plus countries across all the continents regarding conducting business. Parag was president of Rotary Club Pune. Currently, he is setting up a medical device startup up in cancer care, which will support Make in India movement. He is a consultant mentor for many organizations to scale up. So let's welcome Mr. Parag, sir.
Good evening. So I'm going to start speaking right away. Thank you, Sushma, for giving me opportunity. So on one side, look at the one side of India. Amazon, Facebook, LinkedIn, internet, everyone is simplifying the process of business. So we just heard from European people that, all European purchasing people are there on the LinkedIn. We just heard both the European people saying that there are exhibitions, there are databases. So you just Google, I want to find a buyer, and you get it. Is it that simple? Is it very simple to get the international buyer? Is it very simple to get buyer in the country that we have no idea about? And I think that is the major $1 million question. And so on one side, when we see all the process, internet is making it very simple, look simple. We could not even find a buyer for our product in the domestic market. When we go out 3 kilometers from our place and we have to sell, fruits, vegetables, we have to sell organic material, we have to sell ready to cook food, we have to sell services. We need marketing and sales. We still need knowledge. We still need data which we can convert into the knowledge. And that is why we need to understand the complexity of doing business in future. So I have about 10 points which I want to talk to you. The point number one is Make in India. So what is Make in India? So post-COVID, what is the importance of Make in India? Now, there was time 60, 70 years back when there was made in Germany. There is still time made in Germany. We just heard a German person saying, when it is made in Germany, you just forget about everything else. Your product is quality, your product is great. Now, this is something a Make in India has to understand, that if we want to supply globally, we need to have global standards and not the Indian standards of quality. And it is not difficult now. As I said, we can Google and understand what is the German standard, what is the American standard of quality. And that is where I feel the point number one is, please understand, when we want to find a buyer overseas, the first thing which we need to know is what is Make in India. Okay, what is a perception about Make in India, and how, if it is better, then how we can make the best. If it is worst, how we can at least make it good. Number two, product, team, and market. The future business is complex, as I said. It's not easy, because there were days, 20, the Bajaj Auto scooter, and the Bajaj Auto will tell you, you ask your fathers, Bajaj years. Now, within a month, you get your scooter. Even if you go with the credit card and walk into the showroom, you might get the model if it is available. So we are in a changing time where demand versus supply has completely changed everywhere. So your product is very important. Look into your product. Look into your team. You need good people. So proprietary businesses, if they are thinking to export, forget about it. There are no proprietary business which can do export. I am blunt on this, but you need a great team. You need a great collaboration. You need great partners to be successful in the business. Lastly, market. So I tell this to everyone. First, look at the product market fit. When I say product market fit, look where your product is in terms of that particular market. So your product may be qualifying all the quality standards, but look at the product and the market, whether it fits there. Lastly, the next point, the third point is about the micro entrepreneurship. There is tremendous potential in Indian startup ecosystem. We became third in last 2 years. During the COVID times, there are a lot of money flowing in the Indian startup ecosystem. So the money is not a problem. You will be funded. We will help you to fund if required by the venture funds. But you need to have a great product, great team, and market should be assessed before entering in the market. Next is, please understand, this is step-by-step process. Export is a process of patience. There cannot be a quick success. If somebody tells you, I know somebody in US, and you just heard Deepa saying about an Iranian market. It took her patience for 2 years to develop Iranian market. So nothing is easy here. You need to have patience and adopt step-by-step process. Number 5, digitalization. Now, as I said to you in the beginning, a lot of things in the world has got simplified because of Facebook's, LinkedIn, so everyone is digital today. Everyone is on the Zoom, everyone is on the Facebook, everyone is on LinkedIn. But the major thing in this point, I will tell you, which is missing, is the content. If you do not have content, you might have thousands of followers. There is no use of that. So, a content is the first thing before you go digital. So think about what is your product is all about. What are the characteristics of the product? What is the feature? How it is helpful to the customer? And then adopt the digital marketing strategy. So before doing that, understand what is a culture, what is the language. I think somebody talked about it. So understand the country, its history. It is important to understand that. Otherwise, you will not able to do business in that country. Next is risk and rewards. So risk and versus rewards. Again, I want to talk about this point in this fashion, that risk in Iranian market, somebody mentioned there is a lot of risk, but I tell you the rewards are also very high. You are replacing expensive American and European products with Indian products. You are competitive. I remember a story when I used to go to United States, when the American buyer used to ask me loads, I was never a competitive person. Chinese used to get the orders. But when it is a small container load, 1 container load per month, I was always competitive. I was always good in quality. So understand what are your strengths in sailing as an Indian, as an individual as well. So, Iranian market, I think we have a separate program on how to export to Iran, how to find buyer in Iran. And I request all of you to go through that. Next is, country specific. While choosing your country, first, I think this point also has come during the discussions with respective country representative, that you must do market research, understand that country, understand the history of the country, culture of the country, and then only enter in that country. Understand the cost of logistics, understand the paperwork, understand the compliances, understand the regulatory framework, understand the socio-economic things over there, understand how your payment is going to come. So all these things are absolutely necessary when you select the country. Next point, education versus skill, or I also call it data versus knowledge. Please understand, Google can give you every possible data, but to convert it into knowledge, there is I keep hearing this now, that everything is digital, everything is digital, everything is online, everything is on Zoom. Physical marketing will never end. Meeting your customer once, if you get an opportunity, is important. So it is not going to end. So please understand this very well, that everything will not be virtual forever. There will be something physical. So something that you need to note down. Last point, I feel what has come after COVID is a beautiful thing, that I remember seeing Sushma going to every possible city in India delivering lectures. And of course, the cost of the lecture was very high, because she has to select hotels, she has to book flights, she has to go for a couple of days, and the cost of her courses were very expensive. But now the things have changed with the Zoom and the Google Meet and the Microsoft Teams and online YouTubes, everything. What it has bought is a competitiveness. So I can see her courses are available right from 199 rupees to 1000 rupees. Now, this is something which has not just Sushma has done, or the entire export import knowledge has done, or the knowledge is flowing, but everywhere. I mean, I consult 3 of the hospitals and the doctors, and what I see, they're teaching the upcoming doctors. And what is the cost? They take around $800, which is about how much? 60,000 rupees. Previously, for a doctor coming in the market to learn a particular skill, he has to pay 4, 5 lakh or 10 lakh rupees. Now it just comes in 50,000 rupees. Similarly, Sushma's courses probably were very expensive. Now we can learn that, we can build our knowledge very quickly. There are many things which are free as well. Make use of it. But at the same time, spend money for building your knowledge. Choose carefully, but there are a number of export courses which can help you build your knowledge before entering in the market. So that's something from my side. I'm sorry, we are already late. So Sushma, I request you, I stop here. And if anybody has any questions, I'm free to answer that. And thank you once again for giving me opportunity, Sushma. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Parag sir. Actually, we are so behind the time, but still, if left behind the people are here, I just want to give you opportunity. Any one question I will take here. Just raise your hand if you want to ask any question to Mr. Parag. Any one of you. Just raise your hand and I will unmute you. Okay, no issues. Yes, thank you so much, Parag sir. Yes, by being here, and I'm just over to Pallavi. She will give the thanks to Parag sir. Yes, Pallavi.
Thank you, Parag sir. You are always backbone for Global Fortune, and your guidance is very valuable for us. Thank you so much. We all are lucky to attend this summit today, interacting with experienced leaders from the globe. But to make it happen, someone should have vision to create fortune by creating exporters. So this summit has been organized. Who is she? She is the main backbone of Global Fortune. She has started her journey from the scratch without any support, but build the global network to create the strong platform for exporters. She is having 16 plus years experience in international business. She is exporter, author, trainer, Joe Stock speaker, business and life coach, working on a mission to create 10,000 exporters and entrepreneurs by 2025. Dream big, plan it, and take action. She is living that journey, impossible to possible, none other than KDSushma. Let's welcome her.
Thank you so much, Pallavi. थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया, ऐसे नहीं लगा के सबको? ओके, कोई बात नहीं है. चलो, मुझे ज्यादा कुछ लेक्चर देना नहीं है यहाँ पे. We all are Indian here, I know. So लेक्चर देने के लिए मैं नहीं आई हूँ. बस I just want to say you all thank you so much by my heart. Because of you all we are here right now. Completed our 4 years of journey. अगर सच में होता है ना कि जिनके लिए कर रहे हैं अगर वो साथ में नहीं है तो कुछ बनता नहीं है. तो जैसे सेम थिंग होती है ना, अगर बिजनेस के लिए कर रहे हो तो बिजनेस अगर साथ में चाहिए तो आपको बिजनेस के साथ रहना पड़ेगा, तब जाके हम आगे चलेंगे. And same thing like you people all have given so much of love, so much of support and cooperation. That is why we are here. Global Fortune has completed 4 years of journey. Actually, we were thinking about that, like we should make this event as a global level and offline actually. But still, because of the pandemic and all that things, we can't make it happen. But yes, definitely, this is our main vision. After completing 5th year to Global Fortune, the event will be organized at the global level. And it's a big event. We will invite a lot of exporters, importers, government organizations from the globe actually. So stay connected for that. And in short, if I will say you, business is possible. Actually, it's possible. Nothing is impossible in the world. अभी जितने भी लोगों को आपने सुना उनकी भी जर्नी बहुत स्क्रैच से चालू हुई थी, बट स्टिल दे हैव अचीव्ड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स एक्चुअली. वो तभी होता है जब जैसे नुपुर ने कहा कि पेशेंस चाहिए, जैसे लॉन्ग टर्म अप्रोच चाहिए, बहुत सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज को देखने का नजर चाहिए, और ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें बिजनेस में बहुत मैटर करती है. So if you are the person that you are really committed for your growth, you want to take your life ahead, still please be connected to someone that they will help you to start your journey and grow your journey. Because one thing I realized in my life throughout this journey in the international business, more than 16 plus years, अकेला इंसान ज्यादा दूर नहीं जा सकता, और इसीलिए साथ में रहना बहुत जरूरी है. किसके साथ रहना, that is up to you, that is your choice, but still stay together, और तब जाके बहुत कुछ अचीव किया जा सकता है. And Global Fortune is always there to help you, to support you, to grow you, and yes, make it happen that how you can start your export journey. So yes, thank you so much to all of you by listening here, by connecting here, staying here, and be with us. Stay together. We will together make it happen. How we can create our journey to the global level, how we can create our global fortune actually. Way more to go to all of us. बहुत कुछ अचीव करना है, बहुत कुछ करना है, इसीलिए सब साथ में रहना चाहिए. और ऐसे ही जैसे मैंने कहा, collaborations with other countries are actually going on. It will take time because patience is needed for everything. So be patient for that. Soon we will go there. Next year, Europe is on the target, Gulf is on the target, Iran is on the target. So we are together to go there also. और जो भी हमारे स्टूडेंट है तो उनको लेके ही चलेंगे वहां पे. लेकिन है ना, बस उतना चलने के लिए जो चाहिए वो सारा जज्बा आपके पास होना चाहिए. हम गिरेंगे भी, उठेंगे भी, लेकिन साथ में होंगे तो जर्नी आसान हो सकती है, और इसीलिए बी टुगेदर फॉर दैट. सो विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर लक जर्नी. विश यू ऑल लक एंड सक्सेस. Take action. This is my actually own quote, and I'm living that quote, always reminding myself also, dream big, plan it, and take action. सिर्फ सपने बड़े देखने से कुछ नहीं होगा, उसके लिए प्लान भी करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन सबसे बड़ी अगर बात कोई है तो एक्शन लेना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। गलत भी हो सकती है, सही भी हो सकती है, लेकिन एक्शन एक्शन होती है, उसको ले लो तब जाके रिजल्ट मिलेगा, कुछ तो मिलेगा, उससे हम कुछ ना कुछ तो बनाएंगे। लेकिन 10 स्टेप चलने के लिए कुछ तो विजन क्रिएट करो खुद के सामने। एंड विद दिस समिट आई एम गिविंग यू ऑल दिस विजन, दिस टारगेट, दिस विजन. Decide yourself that you will take action, you will grow in the market, and you will create identity for yourself. Okay, once again thank you so much to all of you. जो भी जितना भी प्यार आज तक हमें मिला है, ऐसे ही साथ और हमें मतलब और अभी आगे चाहिए, तब जाके हम बहुत सारे आगे बढ़ जाएंगे सबके साथ के लिए. So thank you so much. केडी सुषमा ऐप जो एंड्रॉइड पे है वो जरूर डाउनलोड कर लेना, बहुत सारे अपडेट्स और यहाँ पे भी मतलब वहां पे भी आपको मिलेंगे. सोशल मीडिया वी आर देयर, सो यू जस्ट फॉलो दैट. यूट्यूब चैनल पे इन सारे पूरे समिट का और लाइव वीडियो वहां पे रिकॉर्डेड है, सो यू विल गेट दैट आल्सो. एंड यू बाद में भी जाके आप उसको अप्रोच कर सकते हो, सुन सकते हो, एंड यस यू कैन टेक द नॉलेज एंड यू जस्ट गो अहेड. सो वंस अगेन थैंक यू सो मच, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट, एंड यस जय हिंद. Ending here the summit. Take care and stay safe, but don't forget to take action. Okay, God bless you. Yes.